dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day, the rock had them wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. The new drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Eyes closed and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, type shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am a nigga. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga. Yeah. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Gold.
Yeah.
Hi, you the urban landlord.
Like that. Politicians and Wall Street and all that stuff, they do have a big influence over New York, but nobody's as influential as the landlords. People own these buildings, they are gods. They tell you when you can live. They tell you when you can breathe. They tell you where you can be. I mean, they run, and New York is a conglomerate of properties.
Big buildings. Yeah.
And they got power. They control Wall Street. They really are gods. And then developers come in, they got plenty of money, they got the banks, then they buy the politicians, they get the land, they do what they want to do.
All these rent control laws, all
Montgomery talking about he gonna freeze rent. He better watch himself.
If you worry about safety, I mean, I live in Southeast. I never had a problem. But I'm sorry, say that again.
You're a man, so that's different.
Well, there are women that live over here, so there's the same. But I guess on the whole, Northwest is probably safer than Southeast. But I've never had a problem. With no violence or anything like that. Never had a problem.
Okay, I'll just go.
But if you're trying to save money, then, Southeast may be a little bit cheaper. Again, I've never had a problem, but
I can't do it no more.
Oh, you live in a hotel right now? What hotel?
Yes.
Over there on New York Avenue?
I'm in Laurel.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
I just paid $150 today for a dive room.
For how much? For what room?
For a room.
For one night?
Yeah.
Rooms available. What are you looking for?
Say it one more time.
We have several rooms available. What are you looking for?
Just something not permanent.
You want Northwest or Southeast?
Which is cheaper?
Southeast. And right now we have a really cheap room. It'll be available tomorrow.
Great.
It's a twin size bed though. It's already furnished and everything. All utilities included. And it's $250 a week.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So would you like to come by and take a look and see the room?
Yes.
When would you like to come by?
Is it possible today evening?
What time?
Before 8?
Sure. Can we do 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Sure. I'll meet you there at 7 o'clock. I'll send you the address right now to this number.
Also,
Say what?
let me step. It's a lot of. I'm going to step outside 1 second.
Sure. Take your time.
I'm going to go.
Hello?
Go in your phone. So what I was going to say to you, you said it's $250 a week, right? Because I just need a temporary place to stay for now. Because I'm trying to wait this apartment a complex off back next week. So I work in to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So hopefully by Friday but I could pay you your fee up front when I get there tomorrow. And also, who's in the house?
Right now we have 2 other people there.
Is it men?
Yeah, 2 other guys.
For me?
I'm sorry?
Is that an okay situation?
Yeah, I don't think you have a problem.
All right. You're the owner?
Yeah, landlord, yeah.
Do I have to worry about anybody messing with my stuff?
Nah. Got a problem with that.
A daughter with me who's 7. But on Sunday, I'm going to take my daughter's house until I move. So basically, she'll be with me tomorrow.
You say what?
But Sunday I'll be dropping her to her sister's house.
You said what?
During
What?
the week I'll be at work, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Work.
What, would she be there by herself?
What I'm saying is tomorrow when I come to move in,
Uh-huh.
I'll have my daughter with me.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I'll bring on Sunday, she'll go with my other daughter. Basically Monday to Thursday, she won't be with me because I'll be busy working. But the goal is to move to her house by Friday.
No problem. Yeah, that works. That works. Everything works. That works. So I just seen the address.
Do you have a washer or dryer?
Well, they have one, but they charge for it. This is the latest house that they put on the market, so that they charge for the wash and dryer. But we only have 2 people there now, so they have to set the service up. But yet, it will be wash and dryer later.
That's good. All right, and you said you're gonna
I'm sorry?
gonna send me the address.
I'll send you the address.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll send it to you right now.
Bye.
Mama.
Lisa
Yellow? Say what?
That I'm waiting to hear back from an apartment. So basically by Friday, I'm basically thinking until Friday, because if I get approved somewhere, I would not be able to move until Friday because I work Monday through Thursday from 8 to 8.
Where are you currently working, by the way?
Say it again?
Where are you working?
I work in Arlington, Virginia. I can't answer this.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Oh, no, I was just saying, so you're going to be commuting to Virginia?
Arlington, it's so hot in here. So where's the plugs at? Where do I plug? Oh, right there.
There should be a couple plugs in there.
I see it.
So there's an AC in the room, too. I'll put the AC in the room, too, as well. They just haven't put the AC in there.
Outside. So this is fine.
So AC gets put in there. I have the AC in there in the morning, and the door will be up there by like day. And so no later than midday, so it'll be ready to go. Anyway, part of the reason why I'm playing this, I'm going to play the last little bit of it. This is a lady. She's living in a motel out in Laurel, Maryland. Laurel, I think, is in PG County. It's probably a part of PG County that she lives. And I hope you heard this. I don't think I'm saying it to the stage, but hopefully you heard that. Anyway, so she's living in PG County in a hotel, $159 a night. But her job is in Arlington. That's interesting because Arlington is all the way on the other side of the DMV. If I were to show you a map of Arlington to Laurel, and you would see that is a 41-minute, 26-mile drive. You can see that right here. This is a very long way for this lady to commute, and she's paying $150 in a hotel. So she wants to get into the city, but what is she concerned about? She's concerned about safety. And that is where it also gets interesting because she doesn't have a lot of money. She's a woman. You heard her initially say, what about safety? What about safety? Well, the only house I have for rent for her that she can afford, the room that I have for rent for her that she can afford is with the Underman, with Johnny Boy. She's going to live in the same house with Johnny Boy because she has no other options. She saw him today. She saw him. I have nowhere else to go. The hotel is gouging me for $150. And you also may have heard her say that she's applying for apartments. And if she gets approved, that's why she won't say short-term rental. In her mind, she thinks she's going to get an apartment one day. Johnny Boy did too. He thought he'd have to complete the Salvation Army program and they would somehow get him an apartment, guarantee him an apartment. But as I've been showing you here on the channel for the last couple of years, it is very difficult for these blacks to find housing, and you're seeing that they're ending up in hotels. I have another call that I'm going to publish tomorrow. Maybe I'll play it a little bit of it tonight, but it is about a black lady. And she called me, and I've already been renting to her. And she called me about her son. And her son is going to Howard. And Howard, give me one second. Howard apparently doesn't have any housing for his students. That's interesting. And so what they're doing is they're shipping them off to College Park, Maryland. you're familiar with the name of the town, things like that, you know that College Park, Maryland is where the University of Maryland is. So these kids are having to live with the College Park, Maryland students and paying pretty much a much more exorbitant rent. Somehow Howard has some kind of scheme with these people to provide them the rent. Anyway, so she's calling me. She's saying, that's 45 minutes away from the campus. That's too far for my child to live. But she doesn't want to bring him over here in the ghetto. It would be closer. She doesn't want even Petworth. And so this is the issue that a lot of the blacks are facing. The private market is pretty much non-existent. She asked me to call, and I have a landlord buddy. He's been on the channel. I called him. He says, John, you know I'm not renting to a black. It ain't happening. And his rent is $2,400. And the lady's ponying it up saying that she can pay it. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I don't know what this boy is majoring in. It's probably all a lost cause, throwing good money after bad, nonetheless. But either way it goes, this is what we're seeing. A black lady living in a hotel going to end up living with an underman. So today, and I'm going to put a couple of pictures up online before I get started. Today I went to... Yeah, I got to put all these pictures up here. So today I went to the house where I have Janelle living, and I got no answer. So I just said, damn, let me go over there. And he was asleep in the middle of the day. And I tried my best to say, hey, this is what I need you to do. It's very minimal. I need you to clean up, do this, do that. Very, very basic. I don't need you to do a lot. Just keep the house clean and be my eyes and ears at the house. That's more or less all I asked him. And so here's some of the things that now I realize why the Salvation Army, they have to have a tight rein on these people, unfortunately, the underman. And part of the reason why I say this is because I think he's beaten. I think he's beaten down. We'll listen to the rest of this lady's phone call, and then we'll get into Johnny Boy.
I don't have to worry about anybody.
No. Hell no. We have smart locks on the doors. But we're replacing that door. Remember I tell you we're replacing the door?
Yeah, you did say that. This is fine. I'll meet with you tomorrow morning at 9:00, and you can take the stuff off the bed. I'll bring my own covers and pillows.
We put mattress covers on there. If you have your own that you prefer, feel free.
Yeah, and I want to open. Is it possible to open this window?
Well, we're going to be putting the air conditioner in there.
All right, that's fine. But then I'm tripping because I want to switch rooms anyway to a bigger.
The air conditioner would be in there, so you won't be able to live. It's hot in there, right? Everyone has air conditioning in their room, so that's how we do it there.
And as far as the bathroom, everybody just shares it upstairs?
They try to keep it clean. We have people that come through there at least every other day to make sure it's clean.
I know that with me, because I got to get up early in the morning because I got to go all the way to Arlington and take the metro. So with me leaving at 5 or 6 in the morning and hopping in the shower, I don't want anybody seeing me or anything.
Nobody's going to walk in the bathroom on you or anything. I'm sure the bathroom door locks too.
The people are pretty quiet or whatever, right?
I'm not there all the time, but I haven't had any complaints.
What are you near? Are you near a metro? Is that your car right there?
No. I don't even drive.
So the door automatically locks, right?
Which door?
The front door, because I'm closing it now.
You may have to hit the little lock sign. A lock sign. That'll lock it down.
Enter it again.
Just hit the lock sign. You don't have to enter the code, just the lock button.
That's locked. I want to make sure. So are you near? Because when I get up early in the morning to go to work, what are you near? I would have to walk all the way to Southern Avenue Metro?
No, it depends on where you're going. This area is actually very well served by buses that take you pretty much anywhere. Yeah. So I guess if you were going to the train station, you probably would walk up the street to Martin Luther King. There's bus stops that take you probably to Southern or to Anacostia. I know that it takes you to Anacostia, but maybe take you to Southern as well.
All right, like I said, it's fine with me. So many scammers out here, and
we've been doing this a long. I've been doing this a long time. I mean, you pay when you get there. You pay tomorrow when you get there. Oh no, we seen your official. We seen your official. We seen the Wi-Fi code to your room and everything like that. The only thing I haven't mentioned, I forgot to mention, is there's a one-time activation fee for your code. You get to pick your own code for the front door and for your bedroom. Four digits. It's up to you. Choose what you like. They charge for that. That's the only. That's $75. One of the things you may have caught there if you're listening is I've raised the rate from $50 to $75. I charge more now. I have to squeeze these people because you have to realize what's probably coming with a mayor like Janice George, who's going to follow in the model of Mondami. You got to get everything you can, and she's going to more or less say that in this call. Only fee they charge. There's no moving fees.
I'm gonna just have to stick to the small room and pay that because that's basically almost $100 for the bigger rooms.
And you see what she's saying here is that the fees and everything, as they go from room to room, as they try to move up in life, the fees, and this is partly what the government has a difficult time regulating. This is what will beat them down. You're hearing it live right here. It's the making of the underwoman.
I'd rather just pay that.
And if you switch into another room, they may waive the fee if you're switching to another room. But they do have to charge. They do because they incur fees. So it costs them. So, but that's not, you don't charge deposits or moving fees or credit checks and all that kind of stuff.
You said they don't?
No, they do not.
It doesn't even make sense to me for a room.
Most people charge at least a deposit. Most people at least check credit. You know what I'm saying?
The economy is so bad. People try to snatch every damn dollar. Come on, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyways, I really appreciate this. I'm not from DC. I'm from Virginia. It's just
what part of Virginia? What part? Oh shit, that's basically DC.
It's not the same as DC. That's one thing.
That's true.
It's different. It's definitely different from DC.
Indeed. Pluses and minuses. That's for sure.
I'll call you tomorrow morning at 8:30, and I'll be here at 9 o'clock.
What type of work? And here's an interesting question that I have heard. You've heard me ask these black people all the time. Like, what type of work do you do? I'm just curious. And here's what she's doing. What are you doing out in Virginia?
I'm a personal care assistant. It's basically it's all a different thing. So in Virginia, it's called personal care assistant, and then in DC they have home health aide, and then in Maryland it's CNA. I'm at PCA for Virginia.
They probably keep you busy there.
I take care of one guy. He's deaf and he's blind, and he's 96 years old.
Wow.
African American family. I'm grateful, but trust me, I definitely work hard for my money.
We all do. Most people do. All right. See you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much again. Bye.
Because at the end of the day,
If you were anyway, that's safe. And so anyway, so that was it. That was a lady right there. Oh, I got a video. That was a lady who she was calling today. She's very in dire need of housing, and she's gonna have to go live with the underman. And so again, it brought me back to Janelle. I looked at it today. I'm very skeptical that it's gonna work. I don't know if my assistance can be of any help to him. Again, this morning, so I went to the house. I'll show my Twitter stream in no particular order, and I'll get to Janelle in my Twitter stream. So I get to the house, and again, he's asleep, and I say, hey man, all I need you to do is, just form a little routine. Get up in the morning, sweep up, mop the floor, clean up the bathroom. Very simple, very, very, very simple. And I don't think he's able to perform those tasks. I think partly he has some mental illness. He's already mentioned that. But then he also has some depression. And I think the depression is what's leading him to sleep quite a bit. And so today I went by the house. And again, this is some of the things we'll get to them. I'll show you. So here's one of the things. I often talk about how like the black people are kind of messy. And, part of this may be due to depression. And I'll put this up on the big screen so you can see it. And so you may not be able to see it very well, but these are cornflakes or something on the floor. And the bag of cornflakes was just wide open on the floor. Again, this is, how depressed people live. There may be some just non-house training as well, home training. But there's some depression there. Sleep in the middle of the day. Clearly, he could have gotten up and just done anything. I've given him a lot of leeway to do something. Just doing nothing. He was asleep. And, that saddened me to see that because, I know that deep down he's beaten. Then I look up under the bed and I saw this. And that's a bottle of Taka. Taka whiskey, vodka, or something, gin. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's very low budget alcohol. Anyway, so I don't know if he drank it or not. Maybe it was already left there from, and I don't know. But either case, he does have it, overindulgence problem when he's depressed. Well, he's often depressed, so he often overindulges. And he often engages in behavior that's, antisocial and stuff like that. So therein lies the problem. So again, this is why the Salvation Army has to have a very, very tight rein on these people. This is just 2 days in of me working with him, and I'm seeing this type of behavior. I think he's given up, to be quite honest with you. One of the things he said, or maybe he hasn't given up, one of the things he said to me was, it was more or less like a concern about the outsider, the external forces. Like, I should be in a better position. I should have more than where I shouldn't be in this position. Well, yes, you should. This is where Be Brave's tough talk comes. You should be here. If you get out of it, that's really up to you as well. I can't say if he's an alcoholic. I don't know. I don't know if he's an alcoholic. Now, people say I'm an alcoholic. I don't know. But you can function being an alcoholic. You can function being a drug addict, depending on how bad it is. But alcoholism fueled by depression is another thing. And I think that, and then when you lop on, a mental illness, mental disability, stuff like that, you're really going to have some really serious problems. I mean, forming habits again. I told him yesterday, I tried my best to impress upon him, hey, man, just stay busy. Just mop, sweep, clean up. There's always something to do. But again, you see his room, and this is the shape of his room from someone giving him a free room. And I didn't get the corn chips bag or the cornflakes bag, but the bag was just on the ground, on the floor. It was wide open, a big bag of cornflakes on the floor. You can see some of them wasted there. And so, I'm trying to extrapolate this to the wider market. And I'm saying, like, I just don't see a place for him in the mainstream economy. I'm more or less his only lifeline from the standpoint of being able to provide him some stability. I mean, other than an institution like the Salvation Army, I don't think there is an ecosystem down on the ground, robust enough to service him. And so what does that mean? I think that at this point, the agencies that have to deal with people like that, let's say the Salvation Armies, I think they've been corrupted in a way because there's so much money dealing with these people. You've heard him say that they also house the Latinos, and the Latinos are using it more or less for a safe haven. The Blacks are using it for more or less housing. So the agency has kind of separate missions depending on who's entering the organization. And I don't think that they can properly serve people like him. I mean, they can lock him down. They can, give him some structure while he's there. But I'm not quite sure if he can be trained up to work for anyone. That's just my thought with the Underman. Him, Johnny L, being a representative of that, the intelligence is not there to overcome any kind of addiction. I think you'd have to have some form of intelligence. The discipline is not there. Today we were making up a bed, and I kept like repeating the word. You have to be meticulous. You have to be meticulous. So I said, hey, here are the sheets, make up the bed. I come back and I take a look at him. He's make up the bed. It's taking him a long time. And I realized, like, damn, he may have never been taught how to make up a bed. It's quite possible. I know his mother. Is it possible that he was never taught how to make up a bed? Possibly. And so these are the things that show you how much of a deficit that he's at, that he faces. Just no home training, no just no skills of any sort, no intellectual ability to overcome some of his other flaws. And so I'm not quite sure if he's even going to, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to last. I'll say that. And the reason why I say is because all day today is almost like that TV show Gridlock, the movie. I think it was a movie Gridlock. Yeah, I would agree with you, MFB. The movie Gridlock, where you spend most of your time contacting government agencies, trying to get this service, trying to get that service. You're locked out of this one, you're locked out of that one. And I think that's how he spent, he spent the bulk of his productive hours trying to get his ID, trying to get his food stamp card. These type of things, I think, torment the underman. And I think the Salvation Army offers these people a lot of stability. Out on the streets by himself, he has to do all of these things alone for himself. And to be quite frank with you, I don't think he has the ability to live a life, an independent life. And, it's very unfortunate that, this is just my observation after, Tupac Gridlock. This is just my observation after 2 days. So if anyone want to come up, I see you, MFB, you've been through some similar issues, but I think in your situation, clearly you had the intellect on your side. And I also think that, you had some family backing that would have also supported you. I don't think he has that. You've heard him say on the stream, his uncle offered him a place to live, drove him to the Salvation Army and dropped him off. And so, it's very unfortunate as he's a fairly young man to be out here with not much going for himself and knowing that there really isn't much friends, family that he can really rely on. What's his disability? I think he is dyslexic, among other things. If I'm not mistaken, and he could correct me if I'm wrong, so it's either him or his brother, one of the two. He was at a swing, like a playground swing set, and he fell off the swing and broke his nose. His mother was high on drugs at the time, and the boy damn near bled to death. His nose broken, no one to take him to the hospital. And so at that point, she lost custody of him. This must have been, he was like, 8 or 9 years old. And so that's part of the issue there. I remember him. And so you may wonder, well, what about the father? I don't know how his father had a baby by that woman. She's a very crazy woman, very crazy. And, but a nice lady, but crazy. And I remember him telling me that he went to child support court. I think it may have been the first time he saw his father in a long time, or maybe ever. And he asked his father for his phone number. And the father gave him a wrong number. Right there in the courtroom. And this was for child support issues, I think, at the time. So this is a little bit of young boy. So this is the kind of psychological trauma I think that he's going through, coupled with, inherent disabilities, in disabilities, if you want to call it that. So he's got a lot of trouble. And you're right, intelligence doesn't necessarily dictate a person's desire to get well. I think the will to live is something to live for. And again, I agree with you. But it's kind of the underman. Like, you start to look at things, and particularly if you internalize the pressures on you, what you should have had, what you should have accomplished, where you should be in life. And these are some of the things that he expressed to me, kind of in frustration. And I'm like, hey, man, get yourself together, man. Hey, I need this house cleaned up. And he's saying, I've been riding around on the trains, living in homeless shelters. I guess he just needs some recuperation time. But again, that's a lot of trauma that he's suffered that I don't think he can overcome that. And again, this is just 2 days of working with him. where he's been, kind of been involved in what I do on a day-to-day basis. Typically, it's more of a contractual, hey, come cut the grass. But yeah, it's very disappointing to see. I don't think he has the wit and maybe not even the will to do much better in the situation that he's in. And the thing is that the things that I'm asking him to do are so loose in that maybe he needs more structure, and that is where the Salvation Army comes in and probably could, probably serves him better than I can, to be honest with you. 3 meals a day. He doesn't have to worry about cooking, anything like that. I don't have kitchens in my house, so he can't cook. So, well, how's he going to get food? I gave him some cornflakes and stuff like that. He's dropping them on the floor. The Salvation Army wouldn't allow that type of thing in their housing environments. They could better enforce the rules. And so I think he needs them, to be honest with you. I'm not sure I can be much help to him. Someone like, he's, I think, 37. I think 37. Yeah, this is live. Yeah, I think he's 37 years old. His dad ditched him. His uncle ditched him just recently. And I'm not making excuses for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you the circumstances that he faces, along with some of the inherent kind of flaws or disabilities. I don't see him pulling out of this, honestly. And I don't think I don't know if anyone is as sympathetic as I am, clearly, to him. And so his only other turn is really the institution. It's never too late. That is very true. It is never too late. That is for sure. What did Dan say? I know, John. Just messing around. What does he say? That's too bad. It's just like, oh, yeah. Oh, you always said it. Yeah, so I don't know. Very, very interesting. And most of the people, again, I talked to Lisa today, and I was telling her about it. She said, John, you said this a while back about him when he came around the first time. And I said, yeah, I know, but I thought maybe if he had hit rock bottom, then, this would be a turning point for him. But Be Brave was very skeptical of the entire thing. And so, I guess we have to tip our hat to Be Brave. Someone said 37 is not too old to start a new trade or something. But, this is the thing. If he was Savage Red just coming out of prison, that's a good bet. Savage Red is not stupid. Savage Red clearly has high intelligence. This boy here has a learning disability. He ain't that intelligent. But he's a hard worker. I'll give him that. Like, he doesn't have a qualm about, getting dirty, anything like that. So today we were going through some dirty sheets and stuff, taking dirty sheets off the bed. I put gloves on when I deal with these people's sheets and shit. He just go right through it, no gloves. So, he does have that, that hardcore aspect about him. It is very valuable to me. But I don't know if his value, I'm just speaking dollars and cents here. With the demand for housing in DC, you heard the lady right there. At some point, not only does he cost me from the standpoint of, I'm providing him a free house, but I think that there are a lot of people that would be afraid of him. You heard the lady say that, hey, she was concerned about safety. And someone like him would not be the best person you would want. I can't for instance, I can't have him show my houses. When I had the white former drug addict working for me, I could at least have him show my houses. No one feared him, like instinctively. But the underman's problem, Janelle's problem, is that I can't really have him show my houses. when the lady came, I told him, I said, stay in your room. Don't come out. I don't want to tell him that. I got to make money. I got to be able to subsidize his living. So I said, stay in your room. Don't come out while this lady's here. How do you think he feels about it? Not from me per se, but the rest of the world is telling him more or less the same thing. Out of sight, out of mind is a better place for you. And that's a very difficult position. Very difficult position to be in. He needs to start more basic things to protect himself. What do you mean? Maybe he can work, something very routine, like rope, like, hey, go dig ditches all day. I think he could probably do that. He's not going to be as productive as a Hispanic. He's going to stop and take a smoke break. He's going to lose his phone one day and not show up for work. Maybe he gets drunk one night and then he doesn't show up for work at all, doesn't call because he lost his phone while he was drunk. I don't think the employment economy at this point is willing to tolerate these people, people like that, particularly at the high wage rates here in DC. I just don't know if there's anything that he has to offer in mainstream society. That's just in 2 days of interacting with him and trying to have him work with me. Protect himself from doing dangerous mistakes. Yeah. Doesn't need to do that. I think even big niggas can be shown to smile and make people feel safe, though, can't they? Yeah, sure. If you put a uniform on him, well, yeah, now I got to put. Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry, it's a video. I got to play this video. So I think if I put a uniform on him, if I if I were a big business, probably I can incorporate him. But at that point, why not just go for a ready-made person that is going to be more talented than him at the wage that I would have to pay him? And I think that is one of the disadvantages that he's up to. Dennis Sperling was actually talking about this as well. He was saying that at $20 an hour, and I don't know if he cribbed my notes here, because I did reach out to Dennis Sperling about coming on the channel. I wanted to interview him. And so, maybe he took a look at what I'm talking about over here. But he was talking about the high minimum wage. I had not heard anyone else talk about that. How in the city like Washington, D.C., the minimum wage is $20 an hour, give or take. No one's going to hire someone like Janelle for $20 an hour. That's over, right? It's interesting. I remember this may have been 10 years ago. I asked Janelle, I said, hey, man, what's the minimum wage? He said, I don't know. And I say that to say he doesn't even know what he probably doesn't even know what the minimum wage is now. And so I asked him, I said, well, what is the least amount of money that you will work for per hour? He said like half of the current minimum wage. Like he said maybe $8 or something at the time. And so this is what I'm saying. So this is a bifurcated market where you have people like Johnny Boy who know instinctively they're not worth the minimum wage, the artificial minimum wage, but yet they're trying to compete in a market where they have no value. But what if you were able to hire him at $8 an hour? Maybe an institution would train and, it had something for him to do that was more or less the same every day. Maybe they can make hay out of it. I don't think just a business where he had to use kind of his own mind. I'm not quite sure if that would work out. And that is why I pointed out that the most stable work that he's ever had was at a ghetto apartment building where the standards are low. The standards are very low. He's changing light bulbs among ghetto people. There would be no place for that at a high-end apartment building. So what would he do there? He'd have to present better. And I don't think he's ever going to present better. And I think I can agree now with why the Salvation Army, not that I ever disagree, but I can see why the Salvation Army made these people cut their hair. I've long thought that the people wearing the hair was kind of a defiant, doing it in defiance. But there's also a part of it that it's like throwing the towel in. We covered the black lady who says she just wants someone to tell her when to give up, when to throw the towel in. She doesn't want to throw the towel in herself. And I think Danny Boy is somewhat in that situation where, he's more than willing to throw the towel in, but there's just no one there telling him to throw the towel in. So he trudges along anyway, and every turn he faces defeat. And I think that serves to depress him. And that is why, in the middle of the day, after sleeping all night, because at 11 o'clock last night, I know he was in the bed, he was asleep. And then in the middle of the day today, again, he's asleep. I suffer some of the same thing, but I trudge through it. There's no excuse for a man on the bottom. He's just going to have to tough it out. And so, anyway, very interesting. I'm going to go through some of your guys' comments. If he doesn't have the will or self-worth to try and complete anything, then how do you give him self-worth? Because his parents took all his self-worth. Oh, man. I think you can, if he has it, I think he has the will. But again, I think some of the pressure, like Be Brave, doesn't have the desire to impress, Be Brave is not Johnny Boy, but I think where Johnny Boy is, he needs to set his sights much, 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 much lower. And frankly, this very well could be the best he can do. He's tried to work at grocery stores, Whole Foods, didn't work out. They had to fire him for probably a multitude of reasons, but one of them in particular was he couldn't separate the organic from the non-organic fruits and vegetables. So he ended up being, a problem for the business. Attitude may have been good, but the ability to work, to follow simple instructions, he could not do that. So he could be a greeter. Yeah. But I think if I had my choice of greeters, he wouldn't be my first choice. How about that? Right? What if a greeter, greeters should have some other talents? Hey, where is this located? Help me get a grocery cart. I'm not sure if he can. I think he's better at straight line tasks, not out of the box things. That's my thought. I think he needs micromanaging down to a level where it doesn't fit in the private sector. I don't think the private sector can tolerate micromanaging someone. Yeah, he's cool to hang out with. Again, he serves his purpose. If I need to kick someone out or clean up a dirty apartment, he comes right through. If I need to paint or something, one-off type of activities, I think, he's perfect. But the problem is that integrating him into a house with other people where, he has some serious mental issues. You heard the lady earlier. That's why I played the call. She was most concerned by safety. He doesn't look safe, right, to a woman. He looks very unsafe. He's unshaven, unkempt. He probably doesn't have the best hygiene. He's clothes at the Salvation Army. So clearly he's not changing clothes every day. And so these type of things. Would you want to use the same shower as him? Look at someone like him. So these type of things, I think, serve to really, really put him behind the 8 ball. And, I think maybe he's instinctive. He knows these things like the underman, and he's internalizing it, and that is what leads to the depression. Anyway, very interesting. He probably knew he would fail you, John. That's why he tries to avoid committing to your program and always looks elsewhere. Yeah. I could kind of see some of that in him today. That, I kind of was a little rough on him. Like, yo, I don't have time to play games with you. I can't overlook, be your overseer. I shouldn't have to come here if you're here. And one of the instances was I had to show a room to a lady. And I'm like, can you at least make sure the room is ready to show to the lady? I already knew it was ready, but I just wanted to do a double check. And, I just tell them, I don't want you to even be seen. And so, those type of things. Anyway, you can't have clients. Yeah, not that woman. I don't think she would be willing to rent if she knew he was going to be in the house with her. Now, once she's in there, she may say, well, he seems okay. He's not bothering anyone. But on first glance, yeah, he's bad for business in that regard. And the sad part is, you all remember the drug-addled white boy, the white guy that used to work for me. He clearly had been zapped by the drugs. But he spoke pretty well. He was very skilled. He wasn't employable. But in one-off jobs, hey, build me some cabinets, do this, do that. He was very, very skilled. And so, although he couldn't find a job, or he probably didn't want to find a job, he had the skills to make as much money as he wanted. And, he was a white guy that didn't look intimidating. So those are the two different worlds that they float in. And the craziest part is, and this is very crazy, the white guy lives next door to Janelle. The white guy lives rent-free from the black lady who was cousins to the dead man. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. The dead man, remember the dead man who couldn't find a place to live? His cousin lives next door to Johnny Boy. She gives a white guy a free place to live. She wouldn't dare do that for Janelle. She wouldn't dare do that. But at the same time, the white guy has skills where he can trade off of her. And so that is I think where Janelle finds himself at a distinct disadvantage. He's bad for customer service. And, he just doesn't have the skills or the mental ability. He's got to have talent for snagging. That's the thing. I don't think he steals. He's not a thief. I can leave money in front of him. He's not going to steal it. He's not going to do that. He's not and he knows not to even drink my last beer. I don't have to tell him, hey, don't drink my last beer. I may tell him, but he knows not to drink my fucking last beer. So you can be around him and he's civil. He's not violent. He's not a Carmelo Anthony violent. But he just doesn't have, he doesn't, I don't think he has sufficient this to make it in America. Without someone like me and basically keeping his head above water. And I think in his mind, he doesn't want to take my help in a permanent like fashion. If you heard the lady's phone call from earlier, she said, I don't want anything permanent. I'm trying to get an apartment. She still thinks or has hope that she's going to get an apartment. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. She's babysitting a 96-year-old client. The odds are, once that client passes, he will, she's going to realize that the job market is very, very difficult out here for a young black woman who behaves like or has the reputation of behaving like the Walmart woman that just shot someone for no good reason. And if someone says most greeters are older, yeah, and most greeters probably are going to show up for work every day. I don't think he has the capability to show up for work every day. Hell, I think he would, even if he had to show up every day, he would forget what time he had to be there one day. And he'd be there late, and they would fire him. So he can't do anything mission critical to a small company, medium-sized company. He can't be mission critical for me. I'm calling him, his phone's off. He can't keep his damn phone on. He may lose his phone while he's working for you. He go to sleep, get drunk, fall out on the train, whatever. Somebody steal his phone, whatever. I sent him to the store on my bike, he got my fucking bike stolen. So it's just not that meticulous. Dotting your I's, crossing your T's to where someone could hire him. Again, imagine if he worked somewhere. He was a bike courier. They provide him with a bike and he gets his bike stolen. Man, get out of here, man. I don't want to deal with you, bro. Like, you lost your means of income. How the hell does that work? You don't know what the minimum, well, you probably don't work for the minimum wage, but if you were at the bottom, you probably wouldn't know what the minimum wage is. Yeah. I mean, just imagine your uncle tells you, hey, man, I'll let you live with me. I'll take you to the Salvation Army. You get your things. I'll be out here waiting on you when you come out. And the uncle takes off, leaves you. It's the uncle. You heard him just the other day. He says, I have no one else left but you. He's 37. He can't make his own way. He doesn't have the wit. And he has family. He has brothers and sisters. The brothers are worse off than him. You met the brothers. The sister, she's doing pretty well for herself, relatively. She probably doesn't want to have anything to do with the rest of them. So that is where he finds himself. And that's not a very good position to be in as a young man, particularly a young black man, where there are very few people willing to even give you the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, interesting. Very interesting. This is what happens when you don't give yourself purpose. And, I think, some of this probably is so deeply rooted, you could lay some of the blame at his mother, clearly his father. But even if he did give himself purpose, there's only so much he could do here in America. I don't know if he has the you give him a task to do. Hey, go demo this wall right here. In 20 minutes, he's wandered off doing something else. Then you got to go, hey, man, get back to demoing the wall. And that type of lack of, focus, I just don't know. I don't know if that plays well in America, to be honest, in the corporate sector, in the employment sector. And I think that's why Salvation Army has to, rule them with such an iron hand, in my opinion. It's unfortunate. And you heard him say that the Spanish people were able to use the Salvation Army for totally different reasons. They use it as safe havens. The blacks were using it in hopes of getting an apartment. Again, but who's going to rent to them? Who's going to rent to him? Me? What? So anyway, I'm going to take a little interlude here. I want to play this phone call. And again, this is related to what I'm talking about here. This is the Howard mother. And I've been talking to you for a while now, how Howard, instinctively, they look at their students and they say, they're not even worth the bother. I'm just going to focus on the real estate. The hell with these kids. What the hell am I going to teach them that's going to make it worth my time? Why am I going to go out and pay world-class professors? Why am I going to build housing for these people? It's not worth my time. Politicians, honorable people, ultimately end up becoming dirty and the mission creep, because they realize, like, I'm fighting the uphill battle here. And so this is Howard University. I want you to listen to this.
And Wall Street and all that stuff, they do have a big influence over
Big building.
do what they want to do.
Oh. I'm sorry, say that again.
You're a man, so that's
Right.
different.
Well, they're, but if you're trying to,
My son is an architecture student.
listen to this.
Yeah.
This
Park,
is it.
right?
This is Howard University. They call themselves the capstone. They are the elite black university. And I told you, like, it's a real estate play. It's nothing but a real estate play. Don't let anyone else tell you any different. And so I want you to listen to the mother of one of the Howard students, basically saying that Howard is forsaking housing their students for money. But, you know, oh, you live in a hotel right now? What hotel? One night?
And they just let in too many, right? So it makes sense for College Park kids to be out there.
Yeah.
Pay for a diamond room.
For how much? For what room?
For a room.
For one night?
Yeah. Park, right? So it makes sense for College Park kids to be out there. And they just let in too many freshmen. So they're booting the sophomores, you know, up there.
Oh, wow.
And the shuttle ends 11 something. So my son is an architecture student. So he basically wouldn't even, if he stayed late on campus, he'd be in trouble. Plus he paints. So he couldn't get on the shuttle. Like, it's all these issues.
Oh, wow. So she's saying, my son, an architecture student. The Howard University president probably looking at him like, what building is he going to ever design? I'm just going to focus on this real estate over here. And the hell with this school. It's just a shell company, right? The real estate is the real business of Howard University. So they have the students living in, like, Hinesville is a long way away from Howard.
I know. It's a 40-minute shuttle ride, Van said. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's a long way. It's probably quicker to just ride the train.
I know. So it's really not an option. I can tell you that now. It's not an option. So we're trying to weigh out, like, if they change him, which they haven't said anything, and now I just think we need to just look into other options.
So they have a lot of students. They have a lot of students, or just a handful up there in Hyattsville?
A lot.
In Hyattsville?
He said it's a whole lot up there.
In Hyattsville? Wow,
Hyattsville.
That is amazing. That is really amazing. Damn. You know, I don't know if you know this. You live in DC?
No, we're in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. You know, I've been in DC a long time. I've been a landlord here a long time. And if you're familiar, did you go to Howard?
Yeah, I went to Howard.
Oh, you probably know then. You know, a lot of that area. I want you to listen to what this lady's about to say. She's about to admit to what I've been saying. I hope you guys can hear this. Around Howard, it used to be like dorms and stuff.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. People were too afraid to walk, and now everything is over.
So what she just said was, back when Howard University had dorms and the area was black, people were what?
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. People were too afraid to walk, and now.
Right? You heard that, right? So you said people were too afraid to walk around Howard. And I've shown you the two faces of DC. There's a video up on the channel where the lady says, I live in Pleasantville. I'm like, what the hell is that? She said, right around the corner from Howard. I'm like, oh, new neighborhood. And so here's the Howard lady.
Everything is over expensive and people don't look like they used to look at it.
She said they're not black anymore. Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Look, and now everything is over expensive and people don't look like they used to look in that area.
Yeah, it's basically, it seemed like they sold out their students, you know, for,
they do.
Yeah, for commercial. Like, and now they're sending kids to high school. Shit, that's a long way.
It's insanity. And it's, the tuition is already high enough. And then to ask, you know, for them to live around campus is it's like even 1,900, that's a lot. If they squeeze two in a room, not so much.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot.
Still a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, if you could share my information or grab more information for us, because we're going to have to make a decision in 30 days. They've got to be back by probably August 10th.
Okay, yeah, I'll find out right now and I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, yep.
All right, bye-bye.
And that was the Howard lady. Oh, shit. That was the Howard lady. Acknowledging that Howard is sold out to students. I said, man, these kids ain't worth investing in. I'll just sell out the real estate, get rich, enrich myself. And we just let in many kids we can let in and get the money. We don't even have a place to house them. A black architect Who really believes this boy is about to be an architect anyway? He's short, fat. He not building anything. He was my tenant. Not building anything. Nobody's believing anything. Sounds like drugs, but I don't know. Maybe real bad luck, roller, or yeah, maybe that. This is a intersection of low IQ, mental illness, lack of parents, lack of mother with parental instinct, mother with chemical addiction, drugs, alcohol. But deep down, she's a nice person. You know, when she wasn't drunk or high. Mostly when she wasn't, I've never been around her high. Mostly when I was around her, which is interesting, is that she kicked the cocaine, the crack, but she never could kick the alcohol. Alcohol must be a very powerful drug relative to crack, because she went to her deathbed drinking. Not to say drinking killed her, but her worst behavior when I saw her was her drinking. And probably he would say the same. His brothers would probably say the same thing. Their worst behavior is when they're drinking. But I don't know. I just never thought of them as alcoholics. And my dad was alcoholic. He's alcoholic. But I never. But maybe it's a money thing. Poor people, alcoholism looks a lot different than people with a little bit more means. So maybe that's the thing. The brothers. Oh, okay. So this is an interesting question. So he has Happy, another boy named Tyrone, and maybe one other brother and a sister. Happy, I don't know if you ever saw it, his eyes like cross each other. And I'm not sure if this is the reason why, but years ago, he was hit by a car right on my street. And the car, he talked about it on the channel. I think the car threw him way up in the air and he hit him. And I think he got like a trivial amount of money and his family squandered that. Probably didn't get any type of good follow-up treatment, stuff like that. So that is the one brother. That's the one brother with some sense. You saw him in here. The other brother is way out to lunch. You can't make any sense. You can't get anything of value out of him. You can't even get him to cut your grass. But someone shot him a few years ago. Again, he's a little crazy. And so right up the street from me again, someone shot him. Some black guy shot him. And so he walks with a limp. Now, I think he was someone mentioned disability. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe MFB said disability. And so I'll speak on that. SSI, which is disability, is the welfare disability. So my tenant, remember the dead guy? He had disability. The guy that was shot, who was mentally ill, Jonell's brother, he had disability. But in both of their cases, they would have gotten them from being involved with an institution. The jail guy, well, he was in prison. They probably have facility to apply for disability in prison. Or when you get out of prison, DC government has so many organizations that will help you apply for disability if you've been a returning citizen, right? I bet you if I were to show that to you, you would see something like this: returning citizen DC. We just stop right here. Returning citizen DC program, right? And so what you see is that there is a mayor's office of returning citizens. And so if you have been successful enough to commit a crime and went to prison and got out, or just committed a crime, to where you can find yourself under the auspices of the mayor's office of returning citizen, they probably will help you get disability. And I'm betting that if you were to find it in here, you could probably social services, which would probably be disability. I'm sure that they would help you apply for that, because again, they want to get you off of their tax roll and push you to the federal tax roll. So someone coming from prison or someone who was diagnosed very early with a mental illness condition and who was later shot, he's going to have a lot of programs around him to usher him through the SSI program. Johnny Boy is kind of on his own. That's probably why he was looking, or why he's so receptive to programs like the Salvation Army, because a lot of these programs in the ghetto will lure you with the option of getting SSI. That's the untold secret. He mentioned housing. He mentioned a job. But one of the other things that I'm sure when they do assessments, they know that they can't get everyone a job. So the others, they probably, I wouldn't doubt, help them apply for SSI. So yes, he should be getting SSI, but he just lacks the people around him, because it takes a while. It takes maybe 2 or 3 years. You have to provide the paperwork, substantiating whatever you're applying for SSI for. He would get it. He would definitely get it. But it's just a matter of him having someone, a mother or someone that knew the ins and outs, had the mental wherewithal to just go down there and apply. It would be, in DC, it's very, very easy. Anyway, he should be getting SSI. Yeah, probably little drugs up and down in the womb and out of the womb. Brothers, what are the brothers doing? Let's celebrate the 4th of July or White History Month all month long. Pretty best. Yeah, indeed. The Underman may be an unavoidable result of a thriving society. Provided. That's interesting. That's an interesting statement that you make. Again, there is a lot of money to be made off of these people. The Salvation Armies of the world, they're not doing it strictly for their benevolence. They may benefit from others' benevolence, and that's how they make their money. You and me, I didn't know much about the Salvation Army until hearing his account. Who says it now volatile? Someone said now volatile is right. Yeah. The more and more I look at that, it is interesting. Yeah, that is what Lothrop Stoddard talks about. He says, in the book, in the Revolt Against Civilization, I think it was Revolt Against Civilization. He wrote another book. Did I ever mention the other book? The other book he wrote was, that I remember, there's 2 of them actually, 2 more that I remember. I think, was it this? Yeah, this is it. This is the other book that he wrote. The Rising Tide of Color Against White World Supremacy. And I can't remember if it was this book or the other book. More or less what he mentioned, that technology's advances will pass people by. And ultimately, they will be the underman. Some people will get passed by faster than others. But it is their desire to pull down the civilization which will make all the difference. Someone like, and I'm not saying B. Braves the underman, but let's just say someone like B. Braves, who recognizes the magnificence in this country. He relishes in the superiors creating a better world for all, even if he can't take part in all of it. The fancy trappings, the fancy hotels and stuff like that. He recognizes his role, but the underman, and as I was telling you today, Johnny Boy still has designs and desires that probably are above his skis in terms of his ability to accomplish those things. And that's a very difficult road to cross. When you realize, hey man, I'm not as fast as I thought I was to go run track, or as big as I need to be to go play sports. He realizes it, and he may not realize it's mental, but he has to recognize that there's something within him, or maybe the forces externally against him that prevents him from having success. Why he sees so many wealthy, successful people here in Washington, D.C., he has to see that every day. And that is what depresses and torments the underman. You can't live here in Washington, D.C. without seeing it. And he has to see that. So anyway, very, very interesting. Now, I was going to say you're right there. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Southern James. That quote sounds like something of niche. Flattered. That was a good one there now, volatile. Very good. Did he take an IQ test? He may have just spoke. I don't know. I don't know about that. But if you can't focus, does it really matter what your IQ is? At this point, you're 37. If I say, hey, man, like I'm telling you, he could hardly make a bed. He could hardly make a bed. Very disappointing to see. And more to the point that it wasn't, it wasn't clean like it should be. You can pull the wrinkles out of the bed. Thorough, he's when I used to clean for my mother, and she was so thorough, and I used to hate it. We used to clean banks, and now it benefits me because I clean up myself. But more to the point, you want to say? But more to the point, by the virtue of me cleaning up and having worked with her, I kind of, inherited the thoroughness of cleaning. But more to the point, in America today, in society today, people can review you. So if your cleaning isn't good, people can write reviews about you. So, if you get a bad review, you kind of internalize it, try to get better. But for someone like him, he would be so bad just entering the market that the reviews would swamp him. The honesty of his service would swamp him. That's what makes him hard to hire. Because if he worked somewhere in the front of the house, say at Popeye's Chicken, his service would be so bad, he'd mess up so many orders that it would harm the restaurant. And this is the underman's kind of constraints, in my opinion. He's almost worthless to mainstream businesses and societies, partly because of the policies that have been put in place in many of these cities. I just can't see anyone hiring him. I don't give a damn what the Salvation Army does with him. He's not hireable. And so at that point, then what is the point of him even going to the Salvation Army for? And that is, I think, where the mission creep, where you start out with a good, noble purpose and you see so much money out there, even if the results aren't good. And I think that's what the Salvation Army is. They're doing what they have to do to try to provide services to these people. But for the bulk of them, I don't think that they'll be successful. He won't be successful. That's for sure. And I hate to bet against him. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't see it. And I'm a pretty good judge of talent. And, I just don't see it there. Anyway, I'll put the link in the chat again. Anyone want to hop up on the panel? You want to ask a question? Feel free. I'll go through the comments. It seemed that races made our underman easily distinguished, but it was just in homogeneous. Oh, it's interesting. If there were no differences in the races, if all of us were homogenous, right? Black, white, we just look different. but we all act the same. And the underman problem could be, it depends on how we behave, right? If the underman all say act like the poor white trash, then I think that social services can be successful with them. It's like prison. There's some people that go to prison and they come out better than they were. There's some people who go to prison and they come out worse. Some people go to prison and they're basically who they were when they went in. And I think that's where like the social services are in America, is that like many of them, they can't serve them. They're going to either be worse or basically the same when they come out. It's Johnny Boy. He's the same. He gained nothing from being there 3 months. Nothing. Everything they tried to instill in him in 3 months is all gone now. It's all gone. For the Hispanics, on the other hand, they went into the Salvation Army for different reasons. They were seeking a safe haven from ICE. So the Salvation Army benefits them. They're probably better off today than they were had they been deported to Mexico if there weren't a safe haven of Salvation Army. So for different people, you're seeing different results. And Salvation Army is serving a purpose based upon who you are when you come in. And I think that more or less determines the outcome at this point. They can't do much with the inputs to change the outputs. That's my thought. Yeah, your quote is definitely in his lane, but he had a couple of key differences. How do you pronounce it? Nishi? I always have a hard time pronouncing it. Would agree that society creates weak people, but he said a truly thriving society, when aiming for greatness when need them, it would create uber. Yeah, I've heard that. I remember that term. Damn, what is it? I remember that. Oh, I remember reading that. I think I talked about that somewhere. Uber. I only want to look it up instead. So, I don't want to cheat and look it up. I wonder if they're hosting the students at the apartment across from PG Mall in Hyattsville. I can't remember. Did she mention the apartment? It's close. No, it's close to. Well, I don't know how far that is from College Park, but she said that it's better for the College Park students because, it's in College Park. That's where they go to school. And so here's the interesting thing is, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I wish I could call somebody, get someone on the line with this one. Yeah, I'll call my buddy. He's familiar with DC. So one of the things that the lady was saying was, hopefully my buddy answers the phone. See if he answers.
The person you have called is not available.
So one of the things that the lady was saying, the Howard mother, is she was saying that her child would leave campus. I think you heard her say he would leave campus late at night. So she wants someplace close so that he can come home late at night safely. So she wants somewhere in close proximity to Howard. Well, that's very, very expensive. And so her son, he rides one of those little stand-up scooters. And so here's the thing. He's probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes from Howard at best, from my house to Howard. But that's not close enough for him. He wants to be in walking distance. Who the hell does he think he is? Who in the hell does he think he is? Like, you think he at Georgetown or something? Like, most of these blacks, their parents can't pay this kind of money to live in DC. And they're paying for their kids to go to school. A nigger architect? Fuck out of here, man. What's going on, CT?
John, what's going on, man? I don't want to hold you up, man, but
You know me. What's up?
John, I was bad at paperwork when I had a when I was
Me
a
too.
when I was a 9 to 5er,
Yeah.
and you know, a lot of people, man, they go through the motion. You know, they go through getting yelled at and screamed at, and having meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. You know, a lot of jobs will just keep you on.
Yeah.
And John, I'm telling you, man, it's not in some of our nature, man. It's not like we don't have a brain for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, and listen, a lot of people don't want to admit this, man, but you're hitting it right on the nail, man. You're hitting it. Go ahead.
CT, let me ask you. Before you used to do you used to work with these type of people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
How many of them niggas would, man, I lost my ID, man.
all the time.
Oh man, I lost my phone. I couldn't call you. I lost my
Lost
phone,
my
bro.
phone, ID, didn't have an address, something.
Mm-hmm.
Something was always going on with them, man. Yeah.
This is the basic shit in life. Keeping
Basic.
up with your phone, your ID, and your keys.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, is that it? Those are the three.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
These motherfuckers be getting locked out. They lose their keys. That's why I don't have keys anymore. Like, man, they kicked my door. They kicked in so many of my damn doors because they lose their key.
Yeah.
They just go smart locks. Okay, that solves the underman's problem with not being able to keep up with shit. Right.
Yeah.
And so this is technology, you know, taking into account for the underman. He's coming along for the ride here, underman. You're benefiting, right? You ain't gonna have to worry about losing your keys. But then it's your ID and everything else. Like, you know, I'm housing this young man, bro. He can't work, bro.
Yeah.
Can't work. Like, unless they set the minimum wage for people like him for like maybe $7 an hour. And there are specific things that I think he could do. But it's not on a permanent basis.
Yeah, he's
like,
supposed
he
to
can't
be
get a job.
Yeah, he's supposed to be really a sharecropper for the most part.
Yeah.
Like something he's supposed to be in the fields working. Yeah.
You wake him up in the morning. You know what we about to do.
Yeah.
There's no variety, no variation.
Yeah.
You get good at it, and he'll get good at that.
Yep.
Right? But you got to have the motherfucker out on the horse. Whipping the ones that don't want to work or working too damn slow. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing. He working so damn slow. I'm like, you don't know how to make a bed. No, you know how to make a bed.
John, I love Lena to death, man. But when Lena said that little girls should aspire to be astronauts, I said, holy God in heaven, man. These women can't even make a bed. And you talking about these girls should be astronauts, man. I love Lena. I think she just doesn't understand the world, man, like most people don't, man. You got too much education. You read too many books that are lying to you.
You know, CT, man, I'm going to tell you,
I think
bro.
you be an astronaut and you can barely even make your bed, man.
Yeah. You know, CT, I'm going to tell you, this is real dangerous shit. Like, this guy is not dangerous.
Yeah.
The guy who destroyed my microwave, he's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah. I remember him, yeah.
And so, but what Johnny Boy said to me, and, you know, with him, by the fact that he's just naturally not dangerous, you just blow over it. But he was expressing frustration like, I'm not where I should be. I'm like, nigga, you right where you should be. The fuck you mean? Right? Where the fuck did you think you were gonna be or belong? Huh? Like, you fucking illiterate. He can't read. He has dyslexia, right? Like, his parents' situation is all messed up. Where did he think he was going to be? But in America, it's like, you know, everybody can be a great thing, and he has higher designs for himself than his ability is able to provide. And that really causes a lot of real serious mental issues. And I think that's what he has. And, you know, I wouldn't doubt that a lot of other people have it. But I've been able to experience this up close firsthand with him by working very closely with him in the last few days. I've never had him change my sheets and shit in my properties. So to realize that he can't change, he didn't even know how to really make up a bed, blew my mind. And he's 37. He has children. Luckily, he doesn't have custody of children. There's a Spanish woman, maybe, and I'm sure she probably instilled those traits in him, but no, it's been rough. Just looking at him and the rough road he's going to travel. I just, I hate to paint a negative picture of a man, but I just don't see it much good come out of this. Anyway, so not to be too negative, how would I say? Well, what do you what would be the solution you would suggest? Like, I think ultimately the solutions lie with him. Once he does it, be brave and level sets where his ability intersects with his desires, I think that's when people like me can really help him. Once he realizes you're not going to be anything great, buddy, you're just going to be an average guy. And once you're at peace with that, someone like me can help him. He won't be constantly looking for an agency or an institution that can offer him pie in the sky type, an apartment or a job that he'll never even be able to keep if he were to get it. He can't keep a job. You give him a job, he can't keep it. He's had jobs. He couldn't keep them. He's never had an apartment. He damn sure can keep an apartment if he couldn't keep a job. So you got to level set. You have to lower your expectations. And for many people, it's very, very difficult to do. And I think that it's been very difficult for him, and crazy enough, considering his mental situation, his just capabilities, I should say. You would think that would level set him much more easier. But it's not the case. Anyway, my son will have a higher IQ when he's adult than he does now as a 14-year-old. True. That's very true. Learn ways to learn faster and recognize patterns. Learn ways to learn faster and recognize. I've told this story before. I was a software developer for many, many years. I had a hard time seeing patterns, like software patterns. I would read about them, but it just didn't translate to something like that fit neatly. But once you get it, you get it. And I think that's the case there with software, and just probably anything in life. If you don't see patterns very well, you probably may not ever see them. Blacks are too free. They don't like structure and rules. I think the blacks like their leisure a little bit too much. He should be up working. I wonder what he's doing now. Maybe I should call him, see what he's doing. They're teaching actual IQ test. LeBron going to Charlotte. I don't really follow basketball like that. I know LeBron did this. He adopted some underman. He created an underman school, and it did not do very well. So that was his foray into trying to help the underman. College Park is right by PG. Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. I haven't been out there in a very long time. Yeah, you have stories about the Salvation Army? Who knew? We opened up a can of worms here. And that a thriving society will either eliminate the underman, keep them contained in prison source, or exploit for labor sources. And I think, hell, isn't that what we're seeing? We're seeing the underman go to prison. We're seeing them exploited for labor purposes. Well, we haven't seen the elimination. Maybe you could say that's the role of abortion to do the elimination part. Those fields would be bad. I can't pronounce their name. Yugoslav students got creative problem solve training. Result plus him IQ points versus control group. The effect was bigger on fluid intelligence or raw problem. I don't know. I think, you can get trained on something, but if you don't got it, you don't have it. You don't have it. If you got it, you may be better than someone that's never been trained on it. Maybe. I don't know. You're not going to make a midget a basketball player. I don't care how much you train. There's some things you just have to have. Those are physical traits. But I don't know. It's very interesting. Whites like order. Yeah, I think, you know, another thing, Be Brave talks about me, like, you know, white people are, he said in these debates where like white people are boring because they get up and go to work and they take care of business. They're doing this and they're doing that. In all of my life, you know, I will say this, black people tend to enjoy leisure a lot more. And I'll say this. I wish I could get my buddy on the phone. He would be able to validate what I'm saying. I haven't been to a restaurant, like a fancy restaurant. I used to go to fancy restaurants all the time, in over a year. I haven't been to a party in a very long time. Very, very long time. But a lot of my friends, I get invited all the time. Like, yo, party there, party there. Something going on. And so, you know, a lot of black people probably lean a little too heavy on leisure versus hobbies and passions that don't involve leisure. Those things typically either allow you to build on a skill or they're not as expensive as leisure time, going to clubs and partying and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. I've seen too much to say is otherwise it fits in with what I see socially. I think you can increase your IQ test score, but it's not going to change your ability. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, all the schooling in the world is not going to make you be more logical in your everyday interactions. Maybe when you're sitting down taking a test, perfect. But as I said, life is an IQ test, and the people like Carmelo Anthony, the people like the lady that shot the man in the Walmart parking lot. Does it really matter what their IQ score was on the test? They failed it out here. Well, you could say the Metcalf boy and the other man probably failed it too. Definitely the older man. But the people that took a life when it didn't have to be taken, I mean, they really failed the life's IQ test. Because in any other culture, they would be scorned and their family would be scorned. It's only here in America that they and them alone are the only ones that may suffer consequences for taking someone's life. We heard Get Cracked, Master Kim up here, where they say that doing things like that would harm not only you, but your family. So you have to think twice about making those kind of decisions here in America. It seems to me that the blacks are taking self-defense to a dangerous logical extreme. And I think that they've skewed too far in the shoot first as opposed to avoid or resolve conflict. That's very dangerous. Again, who the hell wants to be around someone like that? Again, that ties in with the Underman and the Johnny Boy, because this whole world is hearing these blacks and seeing these blacks behave like this. Well, Johnny Boy downstream, who doesn't even agree with it, he said, "Hey, Carmelo kills him. Well, he should deserve to get every day of time that they gave him, maybe plus some." He doesn't necessarily agree, but he's going to be punished by that. But it may not even matter. He doesn't have the ability to overcome a lot of these mental challenges. But anyways, they're all very interesting to me. All very interesting. That's my learning, the microwave. Yeah. Logic is rooted in gray matter, which is static. I'll go along with that. Had to take call. I'll drop the link for you again, CT. Sorry about that. If there's a mod, I think the mods can pin on it. Otherwise, I'll pin it. So I was, so you remember the one lady that he had on the channel, Sade. But again, how can you maintain a relationship when you have no money, when you have no ability to work? A woman is only going to be supported for so long. Particularly, you know, she wasn't just god awful, ugly looking. She was nice, somewhat feminine, you know, halfway intelligent. He goes away for 3 months to Salvation Army. She's not being faithful to him. With the intent of going there for a year, they're you know, I don't know what their relationship is. I doubt there's much of a relationship because if there was one, he'd be with her. But he also has two children by another lady, and I don't think they have much of a relationship at all. She's Hispanic, and I remember her. I remember her growing up when they first started dating his children, and you could say that they were this regular, the regular Hispanic model. And Brenda, I guess, is second generation now, Janelle's mother. And so she's doing like what a second generation Hispanic would be doing. Maybe she's in nursing or something like that, a CNA type thing. But the children, I'm sure that she has hope for the children being better than her. But again, you start at the bottom, and that is the way her family started. And so, very, very interesting. 2 children she has by him. I think that's the only children that she has. I don't think she had any more children. To my knowledge, she always worked. I've never really known her to be on welfare or anything like that. She's a decent woman. Decent young lady when I knew her, for sure. Logic is only part of that. Other IQ, so many other things can raise the IQ. Yes, it grows from birth, that's correct. Then at 30, it starts decreasing to death. Your IQ can't go up from learning. Your score can a few points, but your grade matter will not. I agree with that. Vocabulary similarities, general knowledge, verbal reasoning, fluid reasoning, pattern recognition. We see a lot of these pattern recognition things up here. New York City, they used to do tests for schools to like more or less track their schools, and a lot of this verbal comprehension stuff would be manipulating info, short-term digital spam, mental math, how fast can you scan symbols, general factor G, the common thread. I've heard it. I don't remember G, but I've heard it. Is it G and K or K and R? It's an R or something. I forget what the R was. Damn, it's a long time since I said it. So, learning can't raise your core ability. Yeah, I agree with Pellamino Ricky here. I don't think school is going to make you more intelligent to a point. You can't just keep going to school and getting smarter and smarter. You're going to reach your limit, your intellectual limit. When you go to man, I don't like the crowds. Aren't you in DC? I was down there the other day. I can show you some pictures. Let me see if I had the pictures. Let's see. I was down there the other day. Let me show you the pictures. I'll show you the video. I was down there just the other day. Yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm going to put this one up here first. There's that one. All right. And then I'll put this one up here. All right. Yeah, I do this. The first one's going to trip you out here. Well, not really. It might like maybe gross you out or something. Let's see, here it is. This is the mall. This is the first picture I saw right here. This is on the National Mall right here. I'll zoom in for you. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see that. So this is on the National Mall right here. Peel abortion. Createdequal.org. And the other picture I saw at the mall was I had a video. Did it go up? I just put a video up there. Oh, okay. It's up here. All right. Yeah. You see more? It's right here. I just put it up here. What's up, MFB? What's up, MFB? What's going on? Oh, here it is. Yeah, loud and clear. This is the mall from the other
Yeah,
day.
what's up, man? Yeah, man. Back in my younger years, man, when I was out in California, I was at a place almost identical to the Salvation Army that he's at right now, or that he was
Yeah, I saw
just
you
at.
said that. Mm-hmm.
So the place was, I was the only person there who hadn't come directly from jail or prison. Every single other person there had gotten out of jail, like, and they weren't free yet. Like, they went. This place was kind of like a
Yeah,
minimum security jail more than anything. But the funny thing was, the first day you get there, they would say, "Do you want to sign up for food stamps?" And they would give you all these incentives, like, "Oh, you get to leave the facility, you get to do this and that." So they would
yeah,
have vans, and they'd have vans and take you all down to the place, get your food stamps, and then they would use all the food stamps to feed
yeah.
everybody, to feed the entire everyone that was there at the place. Yeah, I mean, it was real rough. It was rough. It was rough living for about, I think I was there for 90 days. Um, yeah, I mean, and it was pretty much
Hold
what
on.
he said. It was very, very
Hold on for a minute.
strict.
Somebody playing in my ear. Hold on. Yeah, initially I thought MLB, this shit sound like a scam. And it very well could be where there's some money making aspect of it where there's come more in the forefront than salvation and helping people.
Yeah.
But after 2 days of working with him, I mean, there's no other way that you can make it work other than damn near run them like a prison.
Yeah.
They need
No, the and
guards
that,
and
and that
shit.
yeah,
You know?
they do. Yeah. No, and the thing is, the reason why they have some success there at those places is because they really because they weed you out really quickly. If you don't want it, if you don't want to be there and
Yeah,
you don't want to try to get clean, they get you out of there fast. Like, it's really only for people that are serious and are willing to, because you have to be willing
yeah,
to, work all day for no money, and you have to wake up, up out of bed before 6 a.m. Your bed has to be made perfectly. They do checks to make sure everything is. There can't be anything on the floor, nothing. Like, everything has to be perfect. You have to be dressed a certain way.
yeah,
Everything has to be perfect. So you have to they teach you discipline. It's mainly for those guys that have been in prison and in jail for so long and have been doing drugs and stuff that they have no self-discipline. So this place, they teach you how to have that self-discipline
yeah,
and
yeah.
Johnny Boy probably needs something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He ain't like,
like, I mean,
he needs like prison.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, without the harshness of it, like he hasn't done anything to deserve prison, but
yeah,
prison has wraparound services,
yep,
right? Law libraries, schools. The schools are safe. If you don't want to work, you don't want to go to school, just sit in your cell. But you're gonna keep your cell clean. They enforce a halfway civilized environment in prison for the lowest common denominator. There are
yeah,
rules. They set rules. Out on the streets, there's no one really setting rules for someone like him. So
yeah,
he falls to the absolute bottom. And I think the bigger part of MLB, for him at least, and probably for many people like him, is I think it would be okay if you didn't have any expectations out of life.
yeah,
Okay, I ain't shit. What the fuck I got any expectations for? But if you don't believe it, you ain't shit, and you can do more than your ability allows you to. That's got to be tormenting.
yeah. No, yeah,
Oh,
it definitely does. I mean, for me, it was a big wake up call finding myself there because I mean, at that time in my life, that was before I met my wife. And I didn't have any money. I was like, I had nothing at that point when I ended up at that place. It was the only place that I could go because it was free. Like I was able to get in. Someone got me in there for free, but it was the cheapest possible place you could go to, and I mean, being in there, it really was like, okay, I see where this is leading me. This type of lifestyle is leading me. And I see where these people are, 40 plus, 50 plus, just got out of prison. They're all
Mm.
institutionalized. And I'm like, all right, I don't ever want to be anywhere near where any of these people, like I had I had a graduate degree. Like I was the
Yeah.
odd man out there. So I was the only person who had not ever been arrested, and I didn't come straight like everyone else there had been in prison or jail or the county jail and
Yeah.
come straight there. Was in there with killers, man. There was killers
Yeah.
in there. There was people who had just gotten out for doing 20, 30 years, and they were getting a chance to get out. Like after they 3 strikes, there was a guy who had 3 strikes. He'd been in jail for 25 years.
Yeah.
Um,
I asked Johnny Boy today, and it was something so odd that he responded.
it was definitely a
Oh,
wake up
you're breaking
call.
up. Sorry. Oh, you got a call?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I was just saying. Yeah, no, I was
Right.
just saying it was a wake up call.
Oh, yeah.
For
I can bet.
for
Yeah.
me, like, and that was really the turning point for me when I got out of that. Uh, I very quickly turned things around because, like, I had some advantage. Again, I'd already gone to college. Like, I didn't start fucking up
Mm.
until after graduate school, so I'd already had all that behind me. So I had the means, to do pretty much whatever I wanted to do. Um, but a lot of the people I was in there with, were in the same spot Johnny Boy's in.
Yeah.
They literally had nothing to fall. They had nothing to fall back on.
What's interesting? Maybe on a personal note, my dad was a drug addict.
Oh yeah.
I seen him drunk, but he was one. I guess he was maybe functional drunk.
Yeah. I was a functioning addict. I was very, very high functioning, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and you know, oftentimes my mother would be like, "Yo, you turning into your dad," you know. Or maybe I'm halfway
Yeah.
functioning, kind of drunk. I don't know. I don't think I'm a drunk, but maybe I am. Who knows?
No,
Most people don't admit.
the telltale signs, and I am one, so I could tell. You don't strike me as as an alcoholic or a drug addict because there's something about the thing about alcoholics and drug addicts are that separates them is that they're unable to function. Like you can't, for example, would it be possible for you to drink 2 beers and then go to sleep and just drink those 2 beers?
Yeah. What do you
See,
mean? You
a
can't
real
drink 2 beers?
No, I mean, I see alcohol wasn't my thing, but it's the same principle, like, I mean, my
Right,
thing
right,
was
right.
drugs, was opiates. But for example, people who have who they talk about in the book of AA, they call them the real alcoholic and the real drug addict, meaning that
Yeah,
they really have the problem. So there's a thing that happens with people who have that issue is when they first put that substance in their body, they
yeah.
can't stop. They can't stop doing it until they spiral into they can't. It's not like you can just have a drink and then go on with the rest of your
Mm.
day. You keep drinking and drinking and drinking until you are drunk and like that's what the real alcohol, at least that I've seen, at least, and with same thing with drugs.
Mm.
Like I was unable to just do it on the weekends or just do it on certain nights. I had to do it. I wanted to feel like that all the time.
You
Like
know,
that's the way I wanted to feel.
I'll tell you this. I'm sure there are some black alcoholics. But I'm trying to think that I don't know many black alcoholics. The person. My
Yeah, I
dad
don't
was
either, to
one,
be honest with you.
right? But I think blacks are just damaging when they drink. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you get drunk, beat somebody up. Their clubs are filled with violence when they're drinking. Does that make sense? And that's why I'm pointing this out because Sin 7 Sin
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
comment. There's a video in my algorithm explaining that whites like adventure and blacks enjoy socializing. Man, I've been seeing this shit for 30 years as landlord to blacks and whites. Luckily, I get the chance to rent to both sides. I got white tenants. They ride bikes and shit. I ain't ever had a black that ride bike unless he just broke his hell. And then he ride in the city, one of them city bikes. I've never had a black to ride bikes. Never. Unless he was making some money, riding the bike. But just never. Not as leisure or a mode of transportation. There just isn't a wide, disbursement of people there doing that. And so it's so they really fall back to socializing. And their socializing is just so damaging. Like, it's just not very productive. It's going to the club, spending money, VIP line, VIP section in the club, drinking, popping bottles, getting dressed up, VIP parking spot. I show it all. Like when I pull up in front of the club here on the channel, you see it's all, glitz and glamour, the yacht clubs. It's all socializing. It's not even networking. It's just socializing. Like, it's like basically pointless. There's supposed to be all these smarty ass people in these confined areas, and they're just trying to have sex with each other. There's no networking. And so I think downstream from the smarty blacks just looking to have sex with each other, the Johnny boys, he's somewhat dependent on those people, or at least hopeful that they will need somebody like him to cut their grass or something. And there's just nothing. There's no there, and he's the underman. And, the people that his betters like me is just one of me. And so it really puts him in a very bad situation. Anyway, very interesting. The interesting part about MFB is that, he was very accomplished before he went into rehab. So he was a highly functioning drug addict. Johnny Boy doesn't have those advantages. He wasn't highly functioning, doesn't have any skills, trades, or ability to do anything. So it puts him behind the 8 ball. I would agree. Genetics, especially depending on a lot of factors, play a huge role in how high your IQ goes. Shirley, can you sing Old Man River? No, I don't know the song. I don't listen to a lot of music. And New York State Regis, I remember. I think, I remember reading about those. Southern genes, I agree. Genetics dictate grade matters your basic processing ability and ability to conceive complicated matters. But how high? Not ever higher, though, for most people. She shall see that they're doing crazy. They're going crazy for abortion right now. How I worded that didn't make sense. I want to agree into genetics playing a role on how high someone's IQ could go or not in some cases, maybe all cases, but not that most people's IQ can't grow at all. I guess she's saying at some point in their lifetime. At 30, your raw speed starts to slow decline. I agree with that. But you're told IQ and real world intelligence. Yeah, this is the thing. I think if you're interested and if you're paying attention, you could just be caught up in the sports and stuff like that, and I think your real world intelligence could decline, probably more rapidly than just the natural decline. I think look at Be Brave, for instance. Is 71 years old. Clearly, his real world intelligence has been kind of on an incline. I think you would say he's been able to pick up on things. And he's kind of a trendsetter in terms of he says a lot of things that people kind of agree with. Like, I never thought about it like that. And so at his age, to be able to come up with ideas that are, I ain't gonna say unique, but, not often heard, shows you, I guess you can have some real world intelligence. Keep going. I agree with that. I rather see an older doctor too. Well, how much is reaction time important as an ER doctor as opposed to just knowledge of the overall body of work in that general area of ER? The response time, you want him to respond properly. Rather, that's probably more important than responding quickly. And so maybe it's a little slower in the response, but he gets it right. And that would be by a matter of experience, for the most part. To be real, it should be easy. It should be easy to easy just in the world. We want the older, more experienced doctors, more experienced, more experienced lawyers. When we talk to our mothers, for lawyers and stuff like that, the thing again is that an older, experienced lawyer, hell, Ben Crump is older. He's been practicing law for 30 years, probably. The black lawyer only had $5. He's been practicing. But did they really go deep into the law, or were they just topical at the surface level? So that's kind of what matters there. Damn, why didn't I use Brave as an example? That's experience speaking there, Southern James. Next time, in 10 years, 20 years from now, when you're my age, you'll be using Be Brave as an example. Teach him to call. Oh, man, get the fuck out of this. Yo, bro, hey, honestly, you know what? This is a good question. This is a good comment. I don't think you can be taught to code. I mean, well, let me rephrase it. I think the best coders aren't taught. I wasn't taught. I've never taken a class in my life. If the interest is there, you'll figure it out. Particularly today, when you just go on YouTube and learn how to do anything. You can learn how to be a plumber. I've been sitting around learning how to be a plumber, learning plumbing. So writing code, I mean, hell, you can go to ChatGPT and say, write me some code, and then study that if you're curious. Then you could tinker with it, change it up, refactor it. To get into software, I'm not sure if education is if you're just writing software, you just want to get into software, building, I don't know, APIs or something, applications, something like that. I don't know, I'm sure at some point, and maybe if you're doing something for NASA or something, but I don't know, software is software to me. Hey, what are the requirements? Okay, cool. I'll write that out. Then it gets tested. It comes back for revisions and QA. Software is software. You can learn that on your own. To me, there needs to be more. Yeah, I don't know. We probably are at the right natural number. We've spent billions of dollars trying to get Black people into coding. It didn't seem to work out. So this is probably the natural number, right here. Whatever the number is, this is probably natural. And we way more level older doctor. You can get me to go to a young doctor. The thing is, there could be some very good young doctors. There could be some older doctors who have been spending a lot of money and they need to just churn your insurance card. Yeah, he's good, but he may recommend a surgery that you don't even need because he has a vacation or his wife's cosmetic surgery is coming due. So it goes both ways, but in general, I would agree with you. You remember the guy from prison, he said he spent 14 days in the hospital? It was like $180,000, and now he's dead. Someone made $180,000 off him, and he didn't live 6 months after that. So it had to be some older doctors signing off on these surgeries that they probably knew were not going to work. So, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. In America, for sure. Because money has so infected every industry, healthcare, so on and so forth like that you don't even know if you can't be for certain. Look at COVID, if your doctor's being honest with you. So or if he's just chasing money. I think when a person is constantly learning new things and they're very meta with it, yeah, I agree with that. It's like a muscle. In this culture, you specialize in things, so some areas of the brain remain strong in the areas. I don't know if I agree with that. The same areas of the brain that you probably use to learn plumbing, you probably use to learn, being an electrician and so on and so forth. I think what many people have here today is they're just this brain rot. When the guy was asking me, "Hey, Mr. John, I need your Wi-Fi code so I can get on the Wi-Fi." What do you think he was trying to get on the Wi-Fi for? Entertainment, video games, something like that. Watching something on YouTube. It probably wasn't very productive. What is his brain doing? It doesn't. All sides of his brain is showing some atrophy because it's just social. Just it's bullshit in, bullshit out there. Orthodox the best. That would be amazing content. But you know what? Like, who needs to write code today? You probably need to better be able to tell, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, what you want in your code and maybe tweak that. We talked about, what was it, ghost coders? We talked about that a while back. Some kind of coders that mostly use AI to write their code for them. So it's the ability to what I think is going to be important is the ability to succinctly feed into Claude or just APIs and AIs and AI in general specific parameters, values of what you want spit out. That's what I think is going to be the most important. The people that can do that, they can do it fast and get the best results using AI. That's where I think AI would be most useful. I think he can understand it. The if. Most people can understand the if. If this, then that. But I think the bigger part is how you write an if, right? Like, how would you structure an if statement? He would never get that part right. Not many people wouldn't, but he doesn't have that kind of thinking ability. So coding is out. I have the same doctor cells 12, 13. Yeah, these DEI standards, stuff like that, lowering of standards, you never know. Yeah. You can fix a lot of cars, just by watching YouTube. Yo, Master Kim called in here the other day. I don't know if he called in here, but I'll tell you the story. It doesn't matter. He said he took his car to a dealer, and I think they told him the compressor or something was, the AC wasn't working. And they gave him like an $800 estimate. And he said the car was just low on radiator fluid. He Googled it. And the car was just low on radiator fluid. If they had fixed the problem, they probably would have topped him off in radiator fluid anyway. And he never would have known that radiator fluid was the sole issue. Just recently I replaced something in my hot water heater. I forget the name of it. It's like a little copper coil thermocoupler. I'll show it to you. Thermocoupler. Yeah, this is it right here. It's just like it's $12, right? You see it? Fucking $12. It's $12. But oftentimes, if your hot water heater is not working, there's so lack of talent in terms of people who can diagnose things and analyze what's wrong with it. They just say, hey, just replace your whole hot water heater. In reality, it's a $12 part, or it was a $12 part. It's typically a $12 part. That is the issue there. It's a thermocoupler. Anyway, so here's the downtown. They're going to have a Great American Barbecue tomorrow downtown. And I think they're also showing the soccer games down here. So this is on the National Mall here. You can see the Capitol in the distance there. I guess this would have been where January 7th? Was it the September? Was it January 7th? The whole protest thing? So you can see it takes up about 6 or 7 blocks here. This is one of the Smithsonian American history. The Trump is really laying it out for this event. I have to give him credit for that. He is laying it out. When I was a child, we went to the encyclopedia. Yeah, they're very, very lucky you are right. Yeah, he can paint. Again, like those are like one-off jobs. But even with painting, man, like you have to have some type of micromanagement. He'll knock a damn gallon of paint over, something like that. So you kind of have to micromanage, make sure he has everything in place, not to make a mistake, make sure he doesn't paint the wall, with the ceiling paint, so on and so forth. So there's a little bit of micromanaging. And again, that's why I think that he's going to have a very hard time getting a job. Yeah. Do you know you can write JSON with AI? Does anyone even know what JSON is? Anyone in the audience know what JSON is? Let's see. Yeah, see, you can do it right here. Probably do a ChatGPT all of them. You can feed JSON data into Claude by copying the raw text and pasting it directly into your chat, or by uploading the file and using the attachment, blah, blah, blah. And so I can show you something like, how would I want to do that? Let's see. Where would I want to do that? Let's see. The AI here? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. Either create JSON for car object. Right. And so this is the JSON. This is the JSON you see here. And from here, if you really understood what's going on behind the scenes in AI, everything you're feeding into like the chat prompt, it's creating like some JSON at some point, like this. So this is like the JSON. So you could like type this right into Claude. But most people aren't writing JSON, so they just write freeform, and then they just type in, "Hey, create me a thumbnail that does this." In reality, you could, feed JSON into the model just to say, thought you might be interested in that. See if you use. No, I can't do that shit. No doors would open or close. No, you can't do that. No windows would open and close. But basic stuff, painting. If I owned a liquor store, he'd be perfect. Oh my God, he'd be perfect. He'd sit there at the liquor store and no one would think about robbing the store. It'd be fucking perfect. Like, look at this guy that works at the liquor store here in Southeast. Look at this shit. This is the guy that works at the liquor store. Yo, man or woman? Quick. Say it quick. Man or woman right there. Is that a man or woman? Is that a man or woman? You kind of look like Trader Truth Teller from the back. Somebody said it. Don't say that. It's not Trader Truth Teller. You don't know Trader Truth Teller. Is anyone know Trader Truth Teller? It kind of looks like Trader Truth Teller from the back. Deals are great if you go for the figs. You can actually tell JT. Yeah, reprompt your jet. Yeah. See, I think what's happening, actually, let me show you this thing. There's like let me see. I forget the title. Let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. Here it is right there. Yeah, I forget this shit. Yeah, man, it's been a long time. Yeah, look at this shit. Yeah. So right here, this is C#. It can be any language, actually. I'm addressing Big Bag. What's a Big Bag Kahuna? So basically, you can look at this command like right here. JSON serializer.serialize. This doesn't matter right here for the context. And then it says console.write JSON string, and this is what it would write out here. So from that standpoint, when you type your prompt into AI, it has to do this at some point. It has to do this. It has to do this. Some kind of serializing to create that JSON object. It has to do that. That's what it's working with right here. This JSON data. And so if you can best refine this, or what this is converting, you know, what you're providing here to get the best output here, that's how you optimize AI, from my understanding. You know, I'm not sure if that makes sense. You said the shoulders on. Let me put it back up here. You don't like the shoulders. Somebody said, well, okay, yeah, it is a woman. Well, she's a rough looking woman. A Trader Truth Teller. Like a WBA player. So that was in the liquor store. So this is the guy that works in the liquor store. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Just look at that shit. That's if he got two different shoes on. With an ankle monitor on. But see, I think he is probably better capable of, you know, getting a job like this than Johnny Boy. Unfortunately, so this is what you see here. This guy here, he doesn't even have a shirt on. He's working at the liquor store with an ankle monitor on. He works here. He's a very light-skinned guy. I bet you I've shown him in some of the other clips there on the channel. But he's a very, very light-skinned guy with dreadlocks. Very, very in very good shape too. Which I guess makes a difference. Anyway. Someone wrote this comment on the channel. Maybe I did this. I guess it was a black person maybe wrote this. Palomino Ricky. Maybe he don't want the ankle monitor to slide off And so they use the shoe is like, like a boat to keep the ankle monitor from fall off. He might run out of his slides and the ankle monitor come off and he would get violated. They probably ask him, hey, what feet do you wear your slides on? And we'll put the ankle monitor on the other foot. So he said, I wear my slides on the right foot primarily. So they put the ankle monitor on the left. That very well could have been what happened. But yeah, so he's on the box, as they call it. You remember the young lady? She was in my studio here. She was on the box as well. Anyway, I guess I should discuss this lady that killed this man in Florida before we get out of here. And I guess I'm going to probably do something similar that I did with the Carmelo, because I think the blacks' reaction is going to be interesting, because when you think about what they're saying is that you can shoot a man at a distance. An older man at a distance from you who's unarmed. That's very, very interesting what the blacks are setting up here now. And the other thing I've been thinking about, and I don't know how to phrase this, and I probably have to do this with Be Brave. That big old black bull woman could have easily beat that man up. She had age. Probably they were equal in size. And she probably had more of a propensity to violence than he did. And so I say all that to say that, like, I couldn't imagine a white woman doing that. I couldn't imagine. It would look strange to me. A white woman getting out of her car, drawing a gun, keeping a gun trained on the man. Even when he was walking away, she was holding the gun over her car windshield. That's kind of weird to me, to see a woman behave that way. And I think that the blacks that are cheering for this are really, really highlighting the lack of like the maternal instinct, femininity. It should repulse a man to see a woman boxing or shooting guns at people, particularly in this case when she didn't have to. And then after she shot the man, she taunted him. That is like, Rick Chow didn't even behave that way, and he had every right to be angry with blacks coming in his store, but he didn't behave the way that this mother of children likely behaved. And I'm sure this lady likely has children. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how this play out, to see how the blacks respond to it. I'm guessing, and based upon the way Freezy is covering it, that this is going to be the new grift now that Carmelo's off to doing his bid in prison. The blacks are going to basically say this woman had the right to shoot that man. And so that is what Freezy is talking about tonight. Here's a no captivity with Freezy. Black woman claims self-defense in fatal shooting. Oh, wait.
Department and spoke with Chief Gonzalez. He told me that Watt cooperated.
More and more racially charged. If you don't, Carmelo Anthony is innocent. And I believe that he will have his just day in court, because we've uncovered so many clues and details.
Yeah, I got to stop right here. You know what? I'm guessing, Palomino Ricky? I guarantee you, she was parked in a handicap spot, and the man was telling her, yo, you parked in a handicap spot. You're not handicapped. Where's your handicap placard? If you look closely at the video again, you'll see him walking around the car, waving at the car like he's looking for a handicap placard. This is very similar to the Michael Draker case, where Michael Draker confronted a black woman about parking in the handicap spot. I'm willing to bet, because the black woman was parked in the handicap spot. You can look at the video. I'm betting that the news is painting this as a fight over a parking spot, as opposed to the reality of it was he was telling her, "Hey, you're parked in a handicapped parking spot. That's not right." If the news was saying that instead of parking spot, I think people would start to look at the man a little bit more favorably. He's 62. There are a lot of elderly people in this country. There are a lot of elderly people that probably don't take kind to people parking in handicap spots. Hell, we've passed laws for that. And so if he would chastise her for parking in the handicap spot, and she said, "Man, get the fuck away from me. Leave me the fuck alone," that's not going to play as well. And so again, when she goes to testify, because I'm sure she will, if she wants to stay free, she's going to have to say, what was he mad at you about? Were you parked in a handicap spot? Is that why he engaged you initially? And you got mad and pulled out your gun because he told you that you shouldn't be up under the metaphorical handicap tent? I guarantee you, that's what. Go back and look at the video. You would clearly see that that woman was parked in a handicap spot. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. Anyway, so this is freezing.
In Carmelo Anthony's case, which it just proves without a shadow of a doubt that Carmelo Anthony will be free from prison, scot-free. Now, an incident just happened in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where a woman claimed self-defense after shooting a guy in Walmart parking lot. What was all of the things surrounding that whole thing? Well, we're gonna watch the video. This thing is crazy. People are getting more and more crazy. I'm just letting y'all.
Let's see if Freezy picks up on the handicap
spot. People are getting more and more crazy. And not only that, people are getting more and more privileged, right? More and more privileged. But how are we gonna tie this in with Carmelo Anthony? We're gonna tie this in with Carmelo Anthony because if you think that this woman deserves self-defense, and you think that this woman is innocent of murder, well, guess what? In my humble opinion, Carmelo Anthony's case actually supersedes this woman's, in my humble opinion, right? Because there was not just one person involved in Carmelo Anthony's situation. There were multiple people involved in Carmelo Anthony's situation.
All right, Freezy, get to the case. Get to the case.
Person. And I want to caution myself, you guys need to start counting because I'm telling you
once he's healthy enough to make a statement.
There's really still hate out there, and people really solely just hate because you're black. And that's the sad part. We should all, the way the world is set up right now, like everybody needs help, everybody needs love, and everybody needs family.
Yo, that's exactly what happened in the Michael Draker case. No one remembers Michael Draker? Like, that's exactly what happened in the Michael Draker case. The old man came up and said, "Yo, sister girl, you parked in the handicap spot." Her boyfriend came out, saw him talking to the woman, and pushed him to the ground. He's an older man, about the same age as this guy. Michael Draker pulled his gun. DeMarquise McLaughlin, whatever his name was, would not move. He stood in a bladed stance. So the man couldn't get up because the man was too close to him, that if he got up, he could have rushed him. So, and he already had his gun drawn at that point. So he shot him. I can't remember if DeMarquise took a step forward, but he didn't take a step back, that's for sure. And if he had taken a step back, he might would have lived. If he hadn't pushed the man, if he hadn't put his hands on the man, as they say, he would still be alive. But he put his hands on the man, and Michael Draker shot him. And it was over a handicap spot. I guarantee you this was over a handicap spot.
Like, we shouldn't be just going on somebody's property and abusing them.
This is where Johnny White's family says Brandon Watt beat him.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. How in the hell?
This is Freezy talking about another case first.
It's a little boy.
How Cohen died.
I can't believe he's going on Cohen's case.
For us to attend it. Okay.
I want to see what he's saying about this lady.
Shout out to the legal team. Hopefully, Carmelo Anthony's appeal lawyers will get back with me. Carmelo Anthony will be
Carmelo's
free.
appeal lawyers.
We shouldn't actually jump to conclusions to indict our own kind, because there's been some new findings in this case with Cohen Wilder, this little boy that was murdered by a police officer. Right? We gotta stop just being so fast and quick to just say black folk was the guilty one. Black folk are guilty. Yeah, we was in the wrong. More than likely, you know, them ninjas was in the wrong. Same thing they did with Carmelo Anthony. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all might disagree with me, but black folk helped get Carmelo that time too. Because see, if we would have raised enough noise and put a lot of pressure, if black folk was together, more together, we would actually put more pressure on politicians and more on the judges and the justice system. But because they got us so divided, we helped Carmelo Anthony catch the time that he got, right?
You know what's so crazy about this? I was talking to Mo Love one night. And Mo Love, she said to me, well, I said to Mo Love, you know, Mo Love, you know, she comes down sympathetic on Carmelo. I said, well, Mo, how much time would you have wanted Carmelo to receive? And she said, I don't know, 35 just seemed like it's too much. I said, well, you're eligible for parole after 17. So I'm guessing 17 with the possibility of parole is too much. She said, nah. She said, that ain't too much. If my child was killed, I would want somebody to do more than 17 years. So I said, okay, well, but initially I walked up, I said, would 5 years be enough? She said, no. I said, so that cancels out 10 years in prison because he'd be eligible for parole at 5. Doesn't matter if he get it or not. The fact he's eligible means that he could get it after 5 years. Mo Love, who's a black sympathizer, she said, no, that's not enough time. I said, well, what about 10 years? She said, that's not enough time. Well, that means 20 years. That means a 20-year sentence would not have been enough for Mo Love. 17 years. She started to say, well, maybe. So that sounds about the right sentence. If he gets parole, the fact that he's eligible after 17 years sounds about right. You know, he give him more. I don't give a damn. But you can't argue that it's too much. She couldn't even argue that it was too much. Because when I walked her through it logically of what would be too little, see, like they focus on what's too much. Well, what would be too little? If there's a too much, define too little. And when she defined too little, at that point, she realized that he deserved probably about 35 years, considering that he could get out in half the time. And so that is the thing there, that the blacks, I think they look at it a very simplistic way, not knowing how the system works, that most people very rarely serve their entire term. So I think I enlightened her with that. And she's one of the people that really used to give me a hard time, but I think I got her to come around on that. Anyway, guys, let's see. I'm going to smoke another joint. Maybe if Freezy talks about this woman, I want to see what he has to say about her. Otherwise, I'm going to say he's going to cover this. The Cohen Wilder case is not that interesting to me. Oh, here she is. He's on the bull. He's on the bull. He riding the bull. Freezy riding the bull here.
Okay. What did it look like? Is this any better? Is this any better?
This is Freezy riding
That's
the bull.
a little better, right? That's the real picture. Put a 1 in the chat if this any better. Put a 2 in the chat if it's about the same. What y'all think? Is this better? That's what I want to know.
That's a big black bull. Like, honestly, like, we getting to a point where this black woman can't legitimately say she physically is afraid of this man. She big as he is. She probably as violent as he is. She got the age on him. She ain't 62. Like, seriously, this is mono and mono. They're in the same weight class. Like, this would be like two men shooting each other. Like, this is not some little feminine woman here. It's a big ass bull.
I ain't gonna lie, man. AI put a couple more wrinkles and more muscles in the lady face. AI, and one thing about AI, if you ain't...
She like a bull. Full of muscle. Bitch got muscle in her face. He said the bull got muscles in her face. Said AI knew. They instinctively knew put muscle in her face. Ain't no wrinkles, muscle.
If you ain't careful enough, AI will put a few more muscles in your face.
Lord have mercy. If he get up on stand and it's a bull stud, oh shit. A bull stud. What if this is a bull stud that shot this man? Like, we're gonna have to expect our bull studs to just square up.
I'm saying, and I
like a man, she like my
AI put a damn mustache on.
Oh no, she look like my drywall man.
I don't think this lady got no mustache. She ain't got no mustache. In this
He used to worry about it. She could. A lot of black women have mustache, old black women. What do you mean? She ain't got no mustache. She could. Look, AI put a mustache on her. Have mercy. Have mercy.
Hold on, let me see.
He like, let me see.
That lady ain't got no damn.
He like, that lady ain't got no damn mustache. He try to look at the grainy photo. Jesus Christ. That nigga got a scully on. This a fucking bull. Nigga, Freezy, ride this bull after you get off the killer's wave. You riding a bull, nigga. A violent ass black woman bull that'll pull out a gun and shoot anybody. She just happened to shoot a white man. She shoot her boyfriend, anybody. This is a black bull. This is why they say the statistics for black women murdered like damn near up there with black men. Look at this bull. And Freezy is riding the bull.
How much that? Some of y'all say it's the same. Some of y'all say it's different. Y'all ain't got no damn sense. But you know, I think the real picture look probably 10% more feminine.
That nigga said you gotta give her 10% more femininity. Just 10. Okay, she's still a bull.
The lady to 10%.
10%.
We can't rob this lady of this 10% femininity.
10%.
Because
Don't rob her that.
AI put her down mustache. AI got the lady looking like she
a bull.
She in prison. She incarcerated. And she's a damn
nigga, that's how she dressed.
That's how AI did the damn lady. Let me get this up out of here, man.
Did they find a feminine one of a Freezy?
I want y'all to see what's going on with it. Before we actually talk about that, we're gonna talk about that.
You will get her off the video. You want to get her off the camera real quick.
I'm still dedicated to the Carmelo Anthony case. So dedicated that I actually reached out to Russell Wilson II's law firm today, right? I reached out to Russell Wilson II law firm today. I called their law firm, left message. I also reached out to Gary Bledsoe's law firm today, and I left a message. I also reached out to Michael Ware's law firm, and I left a message. I also reached out to Justin Moore's law firm, and I left a message.
All right, Freezy, are you gonna get back on this bull? If Freezy gonna get on the bull or what? Are you gonna get back on Carmelo? He maybe saw the views going down when he put her ugly ass face on. He like, oh shit, The numbers going. Somebody said Pitbull, man. He like she gotta be 10% more feminine, 10% at least. They put a mustache on her.
No, once the Dream Team took Carmelo,
Nigga, when you get back on the new flavor, though, look at that bull. God damn. Jesus Christ. The Bull team. The Bull and her cub, Carmelo, chopping down white people. Bull Mammy and her cub, chopping down whites. This is Freezer right here. Jesus Christ. God damn, this could be Obama's son. She could be Obama's son. Michelle Obama's son. A bull. Freezy riding the bull. I wonder if Carmelo Anthony family want his picture up there. Yeah, clean this nigga up, took the spikes out of his head, and he got a bull with a damn skull cap on.
A case again.
Freezy, you're gonna have to reconcile this. This is a black woman, Freezy. Come on. All AI could do was put muscle in this bull's face and a little hair on her face. But she still look like this, Freezy. Freezy, you know, you probably will run away half your audience if you just talk about how fucking ugly she is. And maybe that's why she pulled that goddamn trick on that white man.
He's fighting this case from the inside, but he still
She's so fucking ugly.
So I've reached out to all of the Dream Team. Hopefully they get back with me. The Dream Team gets back with me. I'm looking forward to them getting back with me. Also, I got a surprise to y'all. I don't know.
Look, I swear for God, this time I go up on Freezy channel. And if he talking about this shit, I'm just Freezy. Do you think, honestly, that this woman was so damn ugly that she just maybe like just willing to kill somebody else? And what she got to lose? Right? She could have been a stud. She going to prison with all a bunch of women. It's a captivity audience in prison for a stud, Freezy. Is that possible? Out here on the streets when nobody wants her in prison, she'll kill a white man. She'd be like King Bull stud in prison.
Some of y'all know Six the Goddess. I want to give a special shout out to Six the Goddess.
Put Six the Goddess up next to this bull you ride.
I was looking at Six the Goddess and it was excellent. She reached out to me and said she would, you know, she shout out to wait. Yeah. Remember the this picture right here. What this picture? Which picture should I show? Should I show this picture or this picture right here? Which one should I show?
It don't fucking matter, nigga.
I don't want y'all to think I'm being.
It don't fucking matter. That's the point, nigga. You trying to pick the best poison, nigga. They both poison. Pick your poison, nigga. Pick your poison. Which one should he pick? Pick your poison, Freezy. Which one you want? Which bull picture do you want?
Picture or this picture right here? Which one should I show? Cause I don't want y'all to think I'm being funny, man. I'ma just.
What funny? You making fun of how she look? Is that funny? Is it funny how she look, Freezy?
Keep this up, cause y'all gonna think I'm being funny, and I ain't being funny. That's what AI gave me. But this woman right here, which the authorities...
He said that's what AI gave me. They put muscles in a bull's face.
South Florida have not given us the name, disclosed the name of this woman. Why? Because I am thinking in a case like this, where it's still under investigation and somebody was killed, I guess they're doing this for protection purposes or whatever.
Ain't that what they did with Carmelo? But he had a problem with that.
This woman right here, we're just going to call her this sister for now. This sister, she up 5 on Bart Degliano and murked his ass because he wanted to be Billy Beck.
There's nowhere where he connects. And wait a minute now. Our black women are getting violent as hell. Do we need to rein this in? Send them to femininity training programs, right? Like, or do we want them to open it?
That ass and run up on this lady. All right. I gotta show this. I gotta show this one here. Yeah, he wanted to run up on this lady right here and be Billy Badass, and she up 5 on his ass.
Yeah, I gotta show that real bull picture to show how crazy this white man must have been having even kind of confrontation with this big ass fucking bull face.
Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I told y'all, black women ain't playing
They ain't
around.
fucking playing, nigga. They bulls.
Y'all thought I was just joking. No, in the community, black women is protecting themselves and they pack it too.
Man, do you know how sick this shit sound? The nigga talking about how violent black women are. He don't even know what the fuck he's saying. Yeah, black women violent. Nigga, they carrying guns, rifles and shit, knives. I played a video on my channel just the other day. I was at the bus stop, train station. Black woman pulled a knife out on a little girl. This is what they are creating right here. These black women ain't playing, they open fire on your ass.
They're not finna let you do them any kind of way. All right? They tired, they sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired.
And they got Glock 40s.
Glock 40.
And they got Judge revolvers and 30-06s for your ass. Okay? So I'm gonna pull up this video. It's not a surveillance. Somebody actually filmed it from their cell phone and they captured it. Which ain't this ironic? Somebody actually filmed this from their damn smartphone, but not one of the damn Memorial High School students got a video recording of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and the rest of his goons altercation. What? Do you see what I'm saying? Somebody was able to film this in the parking lot of a random black woman and a white dude having some tension with one another at Walmart. Right, I think that was Walmart. Okay, because y'all got me nervous. I don't want to get in.
Jesus Christ, free. How long did this altercation last? Like, it should be easy for you to understand. Like, this altercation lasted what, a minute or two. Before she shot him, she probably was talking loud and shit, trying to establish her damn self-defense. You know, kind of like Carmelo. So she just didn't shoot him off the break. Freezy took a minute. People started noticing.
Information wrong. Y'all got me nervous on my toes. I'm scared to talk. I think it's just they recommend y'all go to Marshall. But Marshall, and we're going to actually
Wait a minute, what did you say?
All the sisters in the chat, y'all know what time it is. Marshall's, TJ Diamond Store. Damn Marshall's. Marshall's high as hell. They say Marshall's a consignment store. Marshall's is high as hell. I would not recommend y'all go to Marshall's. TJ Maxx, Berlin the Co Factory, that's where it's at. The women know, all the sisters in the chat, y'all know what time it is. But Marshall's high as hell. I don't give a damn. But I'm just getting off the compare saved on. But I want y'all to see this.
Getting into a verbal argument with a tired U.S. Retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Bart DiGuglielmo was shot after getting into a.
Jesus Christ, that looked so bad. Look how far that man was away from the woman. Jesus Christ. He was basically at the front of the car.
Retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Bart DiGuglielmo
Jesus Christ.
Getting into a verbal argument with a woman in the parking lot of a Walmart.
Yo, that looks real bad right there. Like if she had shot him right here, maybe.
In North
right? Yeah, okay, maybe.
Lauderdale, Florida. DiGuglielmo was taken to the hospital, where he later died from his injuries. The woman claimed she acted in self-defense.
Look, see the handicap spot right here. You can see it. It's a handicap sticker. The man walked in front of the car. You can see him waving his hands at the car. Watch.
Not released her identity. The Broward County State Attorney's Office will decide whether charges will be filed.
The man probably wanted the handicap spot. I'm betting this damn man handicapped. He was in the military, nurse. He's 62. I'm betting this damn man was handicapped.
Once the investigation is complete.
So his name is Bart DiGuglielmo. Bart DiGuglielmo. Hold on. Let me help this. Mods, could somebody please help this sister out? Could somebody please help this sister out and just let her know how I get down over here. Now, sister, we're gonna show you some grace, sis. But I don't take that kindly. I don't do that. I do what the hell I want to do on my platform, sis. I'm gonna respect you, but I'm just looking for it back in return, or I'm gonna get your ass up out of here. Now, don't say that no more. Don't do that and say that no more. Okay? That's not nice. Gracious, your ass up out of here. This is the video. This is the video, y'all. Is it sad? Well, you don't want to see nobody lose their life. I'm gonna just put it like that. But
man, he been jumping up and down for this damn Metcalf boy losing. Like now they bullets, they deserve to get shot, stabbed.
I'm wrong for saying some people just deserve what they get.
There you go, Freeze. Now get back on script. That shit.
Right? You don't want to see nobody lose their life.
Get back on script.
But this is what I've been trying to tell y'all with this Austin Metcalf situation and Carmelo Anthony. How could this guy have prevented losing his life? Could somebody tell me? How could this man?
I hope this ain't some Negro. I hope this ain't some Negro on the screen. What's this Negro? This Negro name is Frank Sinatra. Asking me, am I anti-black? This is Frank Sinatra. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Sinatra. Asking me, am I anti-black? Yeah, all right.
Guillermo Bart, I'm gonna just call him Bart. That's his name. How could he have prevented losing his life? Same thing I said about Austin Metcalf. See, but they don't want to deal with that side. They only want to talk about the black folk. They only wanted to talk about Carmelo Anthony. No. People's privilege. White folk privilege is getting them killed, dog.
We here for the
They don't want to talk about that. Keep your hands to yourself. Stop invading people's spaces. Stop presenting yourself as a threat. But do y'all see the harm in court when they said and painted the picture as Carmelo Anthony being the threat? When they painted the picture and painted the narrative of Carmelo Anthony being the aggressor and the provocateur. Do y'all understand the harm in that now? Now this dude done lost his life. When we could have put a message out there with Austin Metcalf, hey, keep your hands to yourself and stop invading people's spaces.
Well, he never invaded her space. Freeze, you shot him from a distance. He didn't touch her either.
But no, they wanted to sink a little black boy, a young black kid so bad, they wanted to give a false pretense message by painting Carmelo Anthony as the aggressor and the provocateur. And guys like this felt like they have jurisdiction to act the same way. And you got your ass murked. And you got murked. You feel what I'm saying? And you got murked. Now, do you want to see something like this happen? No, you don't want to see something like this happen. But he got murked for a reason. Why? Because he was the aggressor. That's why. It's not a rocket science. But see, for some reason with this Carmelo Anthony situation, it's rocket science. It's, they just make up stuff in their head. They act like they ain't got no damn common sense. All common sense done left out of racist white folk and black coons and house ninjas' head. Right? It just ain't got no common sense. No, listen, say it. It make you feel better. You will save a life. Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Austin Metcalf was the aggressor right along with some of his other goons, because we ain't gonna leave them out either. Now I'm gonna show y'all this video right here. And don't tell me, whoever that, listen, just chill out, okay? Because y'all better let them people know how Freezy operate over there. I do not know great that bullshit. I'm reason select father crazy.
Damn.
With a fire, I feel
handoff, and then the shooting. Hear it.
Now I'm for sure y'all. Do y'all see how they cut to when the dude got shot? The news, these news channels play a lot of games. The way this news.
Now, what's interesting now? What's very interesting here? Freezy lives in Florida. If it doesn't go his way, is he gonna start calling Florida racist like Texas? The jury? Some of these people could be his peers. I don't know where Freezy lives. I think he said he lives up in the Orlando area. This is Lauderdale, so it's probably south of him. But is he gonna go tell his neighbors? Can Freezy talk to his neighbors about this case? See, this is one of his home state now. And Freezy lives around the Wyatts. Freezy, you gonna talk to your neighbors about this? I'm curious to know. You tell them, you here for the thug.
Part is, they edited it as if the woman was the aggressor. I'm telling you, they play dangerous games with these.
They play dangerous games.
That's what I meant to say. The news media plays dangerous games, and I just hate to say it, but the news media is not favorable to black folk. If y'all don't know that by now, you've been living up under a rock. Do y'all see how they cut it and made the woman look like she was in the wrong?
The victim with the gray shirt. The woman with a gun. There was a standoff.
They're about to cut it right here.
The shooting. You can hear it.
Then you hear the gunshot. Now, this is supposed to be his daughter. She cried. She got emotional. She said he was a good man.
A daughter in tears. Amanda lost her 62-year-old father, Bart, shot in the stomach in a Walmart parking lot in North Lauderdale.
I just don't think anybody deserves to lose their life over a parking spot.
Cops say an adult female and the victim were involved in a verbal altercation over a parking space in the Walmart parking lot.
Over parking space, and this man chasing this woman down because of a damn parking space. Because of a parking space. This is a damn shame. How you lose your life over a parking space? Do you think Freezy gonna ever lose his life over a damn parking space? Hell to the no.
No captivity.
And you can have that damn space. I don't listen. Now I ain't gonna lie. Some people will make you mad over parking spaces. I remember, man, I'm pulling up to a parking space. You know, the person actually backed out.
But see what Freezy is missing, I'm guaranteeing, because you can clearly see these are handicap spots. And so what Freezy again is missing or overlooking. Wait a minute, what the hell is that? What Freezy is missing is that the white man more or less is like fighting for civility. The common spaces, we're holding those sacred for the pregnant and the disabled. You know, most of these cities, they have pregnant and disabled parking in the front of the store. This is what the white man likely was confronting the black woman about. And clearly she's not disabled.
For me, I waited on them, and then somebody actually went around me and took the damn space. That shit made me mad as hell. And I cussed their ass out, but do you think I'm finna run up on their damn car? Hell no. That ain't never happened to one of y'all. I'm talking about I had waited for the damn space. The people was kind enough to just back out, and they even waved when, you know, after they backed out and left, and then it was another car just whipped past me and got the damn parking space. I felt like whipping some ass too, but I ain't finna lose my life over no damn parking space.
According to investigators, the shooter, the adult female, remained on scene, cooperated with detectives, and she told them the shooting was in self-defense.
He loved his country. He loved his country.
Bart served in the military. There are no charges in this case at this point. Amanda says she was estranged from her dad for many years.
And the man was a deadbeat, man.
Deadbeat.
And
fucking deadbeat. What?
Military. There are no charges in this case at this point. Amanda says she was estranged from her dad for many years.
And the man was.
God damn. Saying the man was a fucking deadbeat. Jesus Christ.
Self-defense.
He loved his country. He loved his country.
Bart served in the military. There are no charges in this case at this point. Amanda says she was estranged from her dad for many years.
And the man was a deadbeat, man.
I mean, like, these blacks really have some nerve criticizing family, like, you know, breakdown and shit. Like, you know, it's almost as if they don't see, like, what's going on in their own backyard.
No captivity.
And she say she was estranged from her dad for a long time. He ain't even been in your damn life for a while. All right? And you should have called that man and told that man, hey, Dad, you need to calm your ass down, for real. You should have cooked that man some damn whatever, what they Mexican or Puerto Rican, you should have cooked them. You should have.
They Mexican or Puerto Rican. But by Freeze's logic, they're all white to him, right? Remember he said, hey, if you ain't black, you white.
Cook them some spaghetti or something. You know what I'm saying? Had to talk with him before he felt like he was
Puerto Rican would cook
aggressive like that. But obviously they're estranged for a reason because, I mean, the man is aggressive. Who want to be around some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Just like Austin Metcalf, just like Hunter Metcalf. Bullies, aggressive. You feel what I'm saying? Bullies and aggressive. I'm helping y'all. Listen, let's put this shit together.
But recently they were working on repairing their relationship. And just like that.
Freezy, what you gonna say about that?
See the pain on her face.
He moved down here 3 years ago with the intentions on rebuilding the relationship.
Freezy, you gonna respond to that, Freezy?
During the time we.
And then they had the sad faces. See the news anchor? They got sad faces.
Freezy gonna just overlook all of that. He gonna overlook all that shit. Oh man, come on, man. Oh man, come on. I know we ain't got your ass in here. Man, you know this is black for you, boy. I tell you, oh my God, these fucking blacks. I got a video of this fucking nigga right here, just up on the channel, just screaming and talking about killing somebody. It was Simp God and Keon. I'm pretty sure it was. Let me see if I got this shit. And he just wonder how the fuck these blacks stumble over here. Nigga, you can't kill me virtually. I know this one bitch, you dox people and shit. You loud and proud about this shit. He was on Not For Humans channel. Not For Human, he don't have any fucking morals worth of shit. I'm like, damn, you gonna let these two niggas up on the channel talking about killing each other and shit, and he put them up on the big screen. I said, damn, these fucking blacks, they really are something, boy. Like, the environments they create, even on fucking YouTube, fucking amazing. I was looking for that video. I got it somewhere. Maybe I'll play that shit.
It's almost like they report it. Not almost, but they definitely report these stories of this type of nature. They report it, and they 9 times out of 10 they're going to make the black person the bad person.
Freezy, the damn black woman just shot the man from 10, 15 feet away. And if it shows that she got out of her car, Freezy, you know it's over again. Like, you're gonna be 0 for 2, Freezy. 0 for 2. You pumping these blacks up to go to prison.
They're gonna make the black person the aggressor or the assailant, and they're gonna make the other person, the non-black person or white person, the victim. Matter of fact, they call the person to do it the victim then.
Yeah, what is he? Not a victim, nigga. He's dead.
Actually, the black lady was the victim in the video, but a lot of people are not going to agree with me on that, right? But in my opinion, the black lady was the victim, and she was protecting herself. But we just don't want to say that. Black people do not get the benefit of the doubt in America, and I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of that same thing.
Why you think they don't get the benefit of the doubt, Fred? Have they earned the benefit of the doubt, or you think they should just get it? Just cause they here and shit. They should just get the benefit of the doubt? What if Freeze say the black woman is innocent? Nigga, you 0-2. Why keep betting on blacks? Like, at this point, shouldn't he just shut up? He 0 for 2. 0 for 2. And Freezy says he's still betting on black. Still betting on black. Shouldn't he know by now? Nigga, ain't there a reason why you moved away from the black, Freezy? Come on, you know what the answer is. I need to pull up that clip. Freezy saying he live around whites.
But this what got Carmelo Anthony in the predicament then. This sad face that this reporter is making right here. This what messed up Carmelo. This type of favoritism. I don't like this. You feel me?
Spoke with Amanda, the daughter. She kept repeating to me, over a parking spot, over a parking spot. Nobody deserves to lose their life over a parking spot. I want to mention this again.
He should have. Oh my! Do y'all see what I'm saying?
He should have.
Nobody deserved to lose their life over a parking spot.
He should have just left, right, Freezy? He should have just left. Just walked away. Right?
Guess what? They just can't take accountability and say, man, my daddy was wrong. And he was wrong for even making it that serious about a parking spot.
She just left.
Why can't she say that? Why can't the news media say that? Man, it wasn't that serious over no damn parking spot. It ain't that serious over no bleachers sitting up under a damn tent, even though Carmelo Anthony wasn't sitting up under a tent.
Just leave, right?
It ain't that serious.
Right? Just leave.
That's what you're supposed to be saying. But they're going to shape it in the form of nobody should lose their life over a parking spot as if the lady killed him over a parking spot. No, that lady did not kill him over a parking spot. She protected herself and defended herself over this man aggressing her. And he was aggressing her over a parking spot. That's how that happened.
Why was he doing that, Freezy?
Point out the flaw in the white people. Point out the flaw in the non-blacks. Y'all don't understand how black folk can get tired of this bull crap.
This is what I'm telling you. This is the underman.
I'm tired of this.
This is the underman getting fucking tired. He's telling you, I'm tired now. I'm tired. Just like Johnny Boy told me today. He said, man, I'm tired, man. fucking tired, bro. Like, shit just ain't working out for me in America. Like, it ain't working out like I thought it would. Fucking tired, man. Ready to fight back. That ain't what Johnny said, but this is what Freezy saying. Yeah, Freezy showing his inner underman. He's tired. What do you say? He's tired. I'm tired. His inner underman. But that is truly what you're saying here. This is a Freezy. The inner underman coming out of Freezy. He tired, man. Tired.
I'm tired of this, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's some black coon somewhere in America. It's some house ninja somewhere.
I ain't tired. Why you tired? Johnny boy, you tired too. You sleep all day. I'm tired of this, man. Being treated second class, living around white.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's some black coon somewhere in America. It's some house ninja somewhere in America saying, man, she didn't have to use that type of force. It's some black coons and house ninjas somewhere in America saying, you know what? She didn't have to use that type of force. He didn't put his hands on her. Y'all, we can't win for losing.
Freezy, go to your next door neighbor. You told me you live next door to whites. I got a clip of you, Freezy. Why don't you go to your next door neighbor? Say, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Go to your next door neighbor. Tell her how tired you are. Or either side of the white people. Tell the other Hispanics or whatever. You say they all white. Then go to your next door neighbors and tell them what you so tired of, Freezy.
Black folk cannot win for losing.
They keep fucking losing. It's the underman. He keep losing. They keep wondering why he losing.
I'm telling you. Now look, I said this dude. Look.
Charges at this point. Investigation is ongoing. We're live in North Lauderdale. I'm Rosh Lowe, Local 10 News.
Okay, Rosh, thank you.
Now,
Safety alert tonight.
Now the lady ain't got no charge on her yet. They ain't got no charge on her, but I'm gonna tell y'all what saved this lady. Can anybody
freeze it? You just said they ain't got no charges on her yet, which means she ain't saved by the bill yet. Why don't you hold your fire? It's a good chance she's gonna get prosecuted. Freeze, it's a very good chance. Maybe not, but it's a good chance that she will.
Write in the chat what actually saved this woman?
What? He bet not.
Why don't she got?
He bet not said she didn't run because I got up on that nigga channel and told him that. Let's see if he says it.
I no charges on her because they put a charge on Carmelo. They didn't waste no time charging Carmelo.
What?
Can somebody put it in the chat? The first person put it in the chat and give the right answer. I'm going to highlight it. Why does this black woman not have any charges on her yet? There you go.
What?
Shout out to Erica because there's a video clear enough to see everything.
Yeah.
Because
so what is he gonna say if they charge her in a week from now, when the prosecution and the police look at all the evidence and say she gotta get charged? They may call up their witness that pulled off. What was she saying? All the other witnesses that were there, what was she saying? The Tesla car may have picked up some of the audio. We don't know.
There's a video clear enough to see. Do y'all see the games they played with Carmelo?
So if that's the case, why they ain't playing the game with her?
Do y'all understand how significant the video is, even in court? That's why the lady ain't been charged yet, because we can clearly see from this video, because this is the full video that I'm about to show y'all. From this video, we're about to clearly see that this lady was not in the wrong. The dude was.
So if he was in the wrong, then what should he have been charged with, Freezy? Walking towards somewhere?
I'm trying to help y'all, help us, not y'all, but me too. Well, I done connected the dots. I'm just want to be with y'all because I love y'all.
You see patterns.
Connect the dots. We got to connect. We got to put this together. Why Carmelo Anthony caught such a bad rap? It's because they played games with that damn video. I'm telling you right now. They played games with the video. But guess what? The No Cap crew been piecing that video together, and we already know. Not only did they surround Carmelo, it was somebody behind Carmelo, which I'm going to show y'all the video again tonight, just in case some of y'all missed it the other night. Somebody was behind Carmelo. Somebody was on the other side of Carmelo. Somebody, they snatched his bag, and also Austin put the boy in the headlock. We're gonna go over all of that in one time. I'm gonna just keep going over this for y'all.
All right.
But shout out to you, Erica, and shout out to everybody else that put the video in the chat. Now let's watch this from the beginning. Now the lady, 62 years old, and she looked like she's still in shape.
That lady
Listen, the black lady looked like she's still in shape.
How you know she's 62? If they ain't even release her name. They didn't say the lady was 62. It's the man that's 62.
Like she work out. Look at her.
Look, he said he's a big old bull, 62 workout. Ooh, boy, this is a good one here, boy. He really is describing this black woman like a big old bull.
The lady look like she work out and everything.
Work out, bull.
Packing, working out, everything. And look how this dude standing. He's standing like he own America. Ain't that how they be acting?
Now, the man is 62. We don't know how old she is. They haven't even told her name yet.
Like they own this shit, like they own America, and we just here, and we should be happy to be here. Black folk just should be happy to be here. That's how they be doing us. But I want y'all to see that this is the real video that really show what really happened. Watch this. Now she done drawed on the dude. She done drawed on the dude, right? And the dude with his dumb ass is still confronting this lady. He's so damn dumb. He didn't think that lady was gonna, and he's still walking towards her. He didn't think the lady was gonna actually use her weapon. Look at him. And he's still following this lady. The lady ain't unloaded on his ass yet. She ain't pulled no triggers, and he's still following her, even though she's warning him, just like Carmelo Anthony did to Austin Metcalf and the rest of his croonies. Listen, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. It was a warning. But the way they set it up in court, they were saying that by Carmelo Anthony saying that he was provoking Austin Metcalf. Now imagine the news and law enforcement and legal and attorneys create a narrative and say by this woman upping her fire at this dude, she was provoking him. Imagine they use that and say this woman was provoking this guy as he was walking towards her. Y'all, that's what they did to Carmelo. That's exactly what they did to Carmelo. They convinced, well, they didn't have to convince a lot of racist white folk, but they convinced a lot of people that Carmelo was the provocateur just because he said, don't touch me, or else, or whatever he said. No, he was warning Austin Metcalf and the rest of his goons. So,
you know, the thing is, here's the other video. Look at this. Look at this. She's getting out of the car, gun drawn. I'm pretty sure this is a handicap spot. I'm betting this is a handicap spot. Again, she get out the car, gun drawn. Look, you can see the handicap spot placard in front of this truck, it looks like. Where would the handicap spots be? Would they be behind, in front? You know what else is interesting? Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. This is interesting. Can you see my screen right here? Take a look at this. And, you know, I don't have a late model car, so I don't know what I'm looking at here. Look at this. Tell me if you see what I see. Do the cars just close like that now? It's like a soft close? Because she didn't slam the door closed. It's like it just closed on its own. Is that what cars do now? Yeah, what would you like me to do? You want me to do the Freezy stick? He got high views. You think he high IQ? You think Freezy high IQ? He got high views. Right? He's doing big numbers with that bullshit over there. He lying. He's talking to low IQ blacks. What do you think about Freezy and what he's doing and what he's been doing? He's got big numbers. It seems the only way you fucking niggas can get big numbers is fucking lie. How about that? What do you think about that? Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe that's why Freezy got big numbers. He fucking lying to these dumb fucking blacks. and they want to hear a lie. So they crowd in and get reinforced some bullshit, low IQ lies. He can't even fucking lie as good to him. You think he would lie better, right? He come up with a better, we'd have a better black ass liar. This nigga hardly can speak well. But again, I don't know about these cards, so I'm just wondering. But anyway, the bigger point is, for her to win this trial, she's gonna have to explain this right here. That right there. She got to explain that. And this is just like Carmelo Anthony. If they decide to charge her, the first question, why did you get out your car with the gun? He didn't have a gun. Would you think he was going to bother you, attack you or something? You'll notice that Freezy would probably not show that part.
So, obviously,
see, this is why, hey, where's the fucking nigger? Where's the black nigga that was talking about? See, this is why Freezy gets big numbers with the blacks, because blacks are liars, bro. Instinctively, they're fucking liars. And Freezy is up here lying by omission.
They would say the same thing about this black woman and say she was the aggressor and she provoked this white guy by saying, oh, she provoked him by pulling a gun on him. No, she was warning him not to get closer.
And you know what other thing? Like, I don't know how long Freezy been doing this shit. He been doing this shit for much, much longer than I have. Like, he got much better skills at this than me. So I would expect his numbers to be higher. Hell, he lying to a bunch of low IQ blacks and want to be lied
because
to.
he's posing himself as a threat. Watch this. Here we go. And he going around the car. This is the full video. He going around the car. Now, here's the black woman. The black woman's backing up. This lady's 62 years old. Looks like she in shape.
Yeah, Freezy don't even know what the fuck he talking about. And Freezy saying she's 62. So, you know, I guess one can imply if she's 62, these fucking people are violent until they well over into their 60s and 70 years old. Like, again, I was on the bus the other day. Fucking old black lady done pulled a knife on another young black woman. They can't get along any fucking way. And since you're a big Freezy fan, you like big numbers. You know what Freezy said about me, nigga? Man, fuck
you. Fuck you. I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. And if I was in front of y'all, I'll beat the shit out your bitch ass. I'll piss, man, I'm telling you. Man, listen, man. I do not fuck with these people. I'm telling you. And these people are so fake. They fake. That's why I stay my ass over here. You think I'm finna be around these fuck niggas? You think I'm finna be around these fuck niggas, though? Hell no.
Freezy want to be around killers.
You goddamn right, John Galt. I would rather hang around Carmelo Anthony than a lot of you black coon ass ninjas. You goddamn right. I seen your shit, nigga.
Keep talking to these black ass killers. Keep talking to these black killers, Freezy. You fuck around and be the victim of one of them.
Drunken ass. Which is drunken ass. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. With your drug habit, weed head, drunken ass, alcoholic ass. You motherfucking right. Yes. I would rather hang around a real nigga like Carmelo Anthony than your black coon, drunken ass, weed head ass. You motherfucking right. Y'all some bitch ass niggas. Bitch ass niggas. And you know you a bitch. Not just John Galt, but a lot of you John Galt some credit. He'll come up and holler at me.
That's Freezy. It's your high IQ nigga, I guess, is you talking about him. The high IQ Freezy. Lawley murderers.
Business. She in shape. 62 years old, backing up. And the dude is still following her. But in Collin County, they would have said she was provoking the dude. She still got her weapon drawn. He looked like he was about to walk away just then. But watch this. Watch the arrogancy. Watch this.
Now, you know what's interesting? Look at this. Right here. She got the gun then pointing over the car, which means she would have been pointing it at his back. Watch.
But the way they set it up in court, they were saying news and law enforcement attorneys create a narrative and say X woman was provoked. But they convinced the threat. Going around the car now. Here's the black woman. The black woman's backing up. This lady's 62 years old. Looks like she in shape.
62.
This lady mean business. She in shape. 62 years old, backing up.
Grandma
and the dude is still following her.
So by Freezy's logic, assuming Freezy is correct, we got black grandmamas out here shooting people without even being provoked. This is the logic. This is where he takes you. We got black grandmamas out here shooting people.
But
this is why nobody wants to be around these people.
In Collin County, they would have said she was provoking the dude. She still got her weapon drawn.
At this point, his back is more or less to her.
He looked
still to her.
Like he was about to walk away just then. But watch this. Watch the arrogancy. Watch this.
At this point, his back probably is still to her.
Here he comes. See what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? This is why he got killed. This is why Austin Metcalf got killed. I can say this till I'm blue in the face. This is why Austin Metcalf got killed. This is why Bart.
Yo, if Freezy doesn't show this black woman get out of the car, like, this is why other blacks end up in prison. Because people like you get up in a lot of these blacks and advance this bad behavior, Freezy. Yeah, I asked him, like, man, I think I did a stream and said, man, you owe your audience an apology. How wrong you were about the jury.
Get you got killed because they're arrogant. Because it's a privilege, right? And listen, we know this guy is Hispanic, but he's a white Hispanic. I'm pretty sure he puts white on his job applications.
What Freezy said, that man is Hispanic. See that? See, Freezy is like, he sees the word more or less, I guess you could say, like, blacks, whites, and Hispanic. And he said, this man is Hispanic. This man is clearly not Hispanic. But in Freezy's mind, he's fucking Hispanic. It's just like totally amazing. You know, I don't know. I gotta clip that one. Yeah, I gotta clip that one. Freezy calls Hispanic victim. The Italian victim Hispanic.
Okay, so the lady ain't 62, he's 62.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I got that wrong too. Golly. I thought the lady was 62. He's 62. That what y'all saying? Well, how old the lady is?
They ain't told us, Freezy. Goddamn.
How old is the black woman that shot the man in Fort Lauderdale parking lot? Hold on. Let me do Chat GPT. I got that wrong, y'all. I'm just getting stuff wrong all day long. I'm sorry, y'all. How old was the black woman that shot the guy in Fort Lauderdale parking lot?
I couldn't find any details about the age of the black woman involved in the Fort Lauderdale parking lot.
There you go, Freezy.
What we do know is that a 62-year-old veteran was shot
There you
after
go,
outside of
Freezy.
Walmart.
Oh, so she was 62.
Exactly. Yeah, it sounds like the victim was 62.
So what you trying to say? I read that wrong?
No. I see what you mean. Yeah, the reports I saw said that the victim was 62, but they didn't actually mention the shooter's age. So I didn't mean to say you read it wrong. Just wanted to clarify.
I'm just saying, what you trying to say? You trying to get smart with me or something?
Oh, no, not at all. I wasn't trying to be smart or anything. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page since the info was a bit unclear. If something's still off or if you have more details, I'm here to help sort it out.
Okay, I'm just saying, have you seen a picture of the lady?
I don't have a picture of the woman, and her identity hasn't been publicly released, so I can't provide any details.
Man, that lady looks 62.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just that a lot of times, even if someone looks a certain age,
Freezy says she looks 62. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait till it come out and she like 40. That bull about 40. That's a young bull. Freezy think this is an old bull. He think this is an old bull. He was hoping she was an old bull to justify self-defense. But this is a young bull, man. This woman probably ain't no more than 40. Ain't no more than 40. Ain't no more. Maybe 45, 50 at best. But this woman ain't nowhere near 62 years old. But here he is. I gotta clip all this. Oh, Freezy. Freezy. You bet on black again, Freezy. You about 0 for 3 now. You about 0 for 3. Freezy thought the old bull murderer was 62 years old. Black don't crack. As B. Brady says, shit, maybe it was always crack. Oh, shit, Freezy. They ain't clip that. That's,
Reports might not release that info immediately.
Hold on, wait. Why did you and your cousins at AI University put a mustache on this lady?
I think there might be some Yeah, it sounds like there's a mix-up. I'm not sure what situation you're talking
No, I did some artwork and
this is embarrassing. Now you're like, why y'all put a mustache on the bull? You should have put horns on this bitch's head.
This lady that shot that dude in Fort Lauderdale, and y'all put a mustache on that damn lady. Why y'all did that lady like that?
I see what you mean now.
The bitch got a mustache.
Yeah, I'm really glad you flagged that.
Was you trying to be funny or something?
No, not. Yeah, I completely. Exactly. I didn't mean for.
Now you want to act like you're cutting out and shit. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm not trying.
Man, damn you. My bad, y'all. That wasn't my fault. That was AI fault. That was not my fault. That was AI fault. That was not my fault. They put a mustache on that damn lady. I thought she would, but I read the article, but I must have read it wrong. He's 62. I don't know how old she is. But yeah, she still look like she in shape though, don't her? Watch this. Now, what happened to the dude? Why it started over? We'll start it over from the beginning. Shout out to my dog, next level in the building. He said, Freezer holding ChatGPT accountable. Man, you got to hold ChatGPT accountable, man.
No captivity.
Doing our black sisters like that. Okay, so the veteran is 62. See, that's why I be needing y'all. I be needing y'all to correct me respectfully. This dude he ain't got a lot of sense, man. Okay, so that's when he got shot. They didn't show when he got shot here on this video, but this is when he got shot, when he came right here. This is when she let it go.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, roller skater girl, she said she didn't see the lady get out of the car with the gun drawn. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm guessing that these half-wit blacks are reading and trying to comprehend self-defense laws. And I think in the law, they would call it like imperfect, right? Let's see. And yeah, this is what I think the blacks end up doing. This is imperfect self-defense is a partial legal defense that applies when a defendant commits a homicide, believing when they were in imminent danger, but that belief or the force used was objectively unreasonable. Does everyone see what I'm saying here? Is this making sense? Right. Like if she got out of her car, none of this makes sense. And her trying to claim self-defense is imperfect at best. At best, it's imperfect. Right. It very well could be like, when did she decide? Let me ask you this question. At what point did she decide to shoot the man? Because again, if she's charged, here's the question. Yeah, it's going to court for sure. Because if she's charged and she'll have to get on the stand, she'll more than likely have to get on the stand. And so here's the question she's going to have to answer, right? From this point,
Walmart parking lot at 7900 West McNabb Road. Take a look.
From that point on, she's got to explain to a jury why she got out of the car. Well, she could have just ran the nigga over if she feared him. Why get out the car? Why get out the safety of your car when you could have just run him over? Right? And that is what the prosecution, if they decide to charge her, will ask her. It'll all start from here. The questioning that will doom her. Ma'am, when you went in your car, did you have the keys to your car? He didn't have your keys, did he? No. Did you have the keys? Yes. Was it possible for you to drive off at that point? Were you blocked in? No. We can clearly see she wasn't blocked in. Could you have called 911 from that point? Hey, this man is fucking with me. I got my gun. If he walk up on my car, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm trying to leave. He won't get out in front of my car, anything like that. No, I ain't called 911. So at this point right here, you deciding to get out of your car. Why? Why would you get out of the safety of your car? She's gonna have to explain that. No one else can explain that for her but her. All the witnesses, they can't speak to why she got out of the car. Matter of fact, the witnesses are gonna say, could she have driven off? At the point that she got out of the car, could she have driven off? Was she blocked in? The answer is no. And so now we get to the point where, okay, she could have driven off, she didn't. So now she has to answer for why she didn't drive off and why she decided to get out of the car with the gun drawn. See, that's the other thing. Let's say if she had the gun in her waistband. That looks better. I didn't get out the intent to kill anybody. I got out with the gun in my waistband. And he kept walking toward me, then I pulled the gun. That's not what happened in this case. She got out with the gun drawn. It's a real serious problem that only she can answer why she felt the need to leave a place of safety, the inside of her car, where she could have driven off, and get out with the gun drawn. She can't answer those questions without convicting herself, in my opinion. To me, it doesn't matter what happened after that. Why she got out the car with the gun drawn when she could have easily driven off, it's over for her, in my opinion. If they charge her. I don't think she can get around it. Well, was her perception of threat reasonable? I think she'll have to explain it. What was she feeling at the time? What was he saying to her? It is likely that no one else picked it up but her. Don't know, we haven't heard any audio of what she was saying to him. the black man who was a witness said it was incoherent. So he's not going to be able to say what she was saying, back up, get the fuck away from me. And he may have been talking about what she was saying after he shot him. So she's going to have to testify if they charge her. And Freezy is overlooking all of that. And yeah, I understand.
This is when she let off and she unloaded on his ass and he went to the ground. And it's unfortunate, but he shouldn't. Do y'all understand? See how much he followed her around? Now, I want y'all to correlate this with Carmelo Anthony.
In other words, he should have just left, like Carmelo Anthony.
And Austin Metcalf. Because it was shorter, right? Because the exchange between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf lasted longer. I think it lasted like 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes or something. And they were...
But that's why Carmelo was convicted. The fact that it lasted 4 minutes is probably why he was convicted. Hey, man, can you leave? 1 minute. Can you leave? 2 minutes. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 15 more times later, can you leave? That's why it lasted so long, but there wasn't any violence until Carmelo pulled out the knife and stabbed the guy.
Threatening Carmelo Anthony for quite some time, right? Not only that, they were standing up over Carmelo Anthony, posing themselves as a threat, being aggressive towards Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony didn't even show it, the multi-tool. He didn't even show it.
They go multi-tool? Boy, see, this is what I'm saying. The blacks just lied, man. They just lie. They've shown the knife in court now. Freezy probably seen it because he's done a lot of investigative work on this. But he's still going with the notion that this is a multi-tool. This is a disgrace, honestly.
His hand was still in the bag. He didn't even brandish, the multi-tool, right? They snatched his possession. They robbed him, right? Also, they assaulted him. They actually put their hands on him. If you ask me, the Carmelo Anthony situation is worse than this woman's situation. If you ask me, the Carmelo Anthony situation is worse than this woman's situation. Because they actually put their hands on Carmelo, right? A boy that knows jujitsu. But do y'all understand what kind of job they did on Carmelo Anthony in court? They purposely intentionally painted the picture that Carmelo Anthony was the aggressor. They intentionally painted the picture that Carmelo Anthony was the threat. He was the provocateur. He was the provoker. That's how they was able to land a guilty verdict. Don't y'all understand the game they played in court on Carmelo? I told y'all we're gonna put the pieces of the puzzle together with both of these situations. The reason why this lady's incident, this case right here is so vital, right? So that we can actually use it to compare it to Carmelo Anthony's situation is because in essence, Carmelo Anthony's situation in all actuality, Carmelo Anthony's situation is worse than the woman's situation. It's worse. And to add insult to injury, Carmelo didn't even try to kill Austin Metcalf. It was a freak accident.
Freak is an accident.
Right? And think about how much pushback we all got explaining this, even before this situation happened with this woman. Imagine that, man. Now, I'm gonna show y'all this right here, because I think I have it. At first, the lady, if I'm not mistaken, I think she was in her car at first. They show her. I'm trying to see if they show her getting up out of her car, because they say, okay, this one right here. Here we go. So they showed the girl getting out of her car. They say she was in her car first, which this is what the video.
Now, Freezy should really be trying to explain this to his audience and what's wrong with this.
Communicates. First, she was in her car and she got out with her gun.
Oof.
Now, some people are even trying to make her guilty for leaving her car with her gun.
So Freezy is admitting that she left her car with a gun. At this point, he should be chastising the audience. Like, you can't do this.
I don't think in my opinion, she's not guilty for leaving her car with her gun. Because for one, at that time, she didn't know if the guy had a weapon and if he was capable of discharging his weapon.
So why get out the fucking car then?
into the car. So to me, it made perfect sense why she exited her vehicle. See how she exited her vehicle? To me, it made perfect sense why the lady actually exited her vehicle. Because you don't want to be a sitting duck. Now, he went straight over to her. Now, here's the thing. Could the lady have pulled off? Could she just have pulled off? Sure, but because I need...
So he just said it. He just answered the magical question. He just said that the lady could have pulled off. That means it's over. That means it's over. He doesn't even understand what the hell he just said. If she could have pulled off, but chose to get out anyway, then that means it's over. It means her ass is going to prison if they charge her. Crazy. And this is what I'm saying, like, the woman could have left. There you go. And the woman could have left. She could have pulled off. And that's what Freezy just admitted, which basically sinks her case.
Need y'all help on this one too. Was she leaving the store or was she just parking? Was she just parking? Y'all put it in the chat. Because that part, I don't really know. I'm still unclear of. Was she just parking and was about to go in the store? Or did she just leave out of the store and get in her car, then got back out of the car with her weapon? Could y'all write that in the chat?
It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Going or coming, it doesn't matter.
So I can get this right. Because listen, I need the No Cap crew help. Make sure y'all hit that like button too. Which one, LOL? LOL said, yeah. Which one, LOL? Was she just parking and going in the store? Okay, BATL said she was just parking, so that makes sense. Because I was finna say, if she had walked out of the store and she got in her car, was finna leave, she could have just left. Right, but in Florida, you have no duty to retreat. But if she was just parking, that makes sense why she got out of her car with her damn firearm. Right? So I'm just using this and showing y'all how they railroaded Carmelo Anthony, because Carmelo Anthony's situation was worse. Y'all think she going to jail? Hold on, let me put a chat poll up. Some of y'all saying y'all think she going to jail. They ain't got no charges on. I don't think she going to jail. Let me see. Will the black woman be found guilty of the shooting, of the parking lot shooting? Will the black lady be found guilty of the parking lot shooting? I want y'all to vote on this poll.
All right, we're gonna vote on it.
I want y'all to vote on this poll. I don't know, y'all. I mean, he keep following the lady. And he's posed himself as a threat right here. Like by this point, he don't follow her all over the car, all around the car. I don't think she's going to jail. He's followed her all around the car. He followed her. Listen, if you can't unload in this situation, when can you unload? That's what I want to know. So she was supposed to let him get all the way up on her and make physical contact with her? This self-defense to me. I'm just listen, I respect y'all viewpoint too, but I think this is self-defense because the dude did too much. He did too much. Like he followed her all around the car, came back, you know what I'm saying? He reaching his arms out, he approaching aggressively. I think she's gonna win this. I think it's a reason why they haven't charged her. And they got full video on this. It's a video. This is the video, and it's showing this. Okay, some of y'all saying y'all don't think he posed a threat?
Y'all
don't think he posed a threat? A death threat. But what is a death threat?
What
is a death threat, right? We don't know what he's capable of doing. The guy served in the military. I think in Florida, I think she
Jesus
wins
Christ, this man probably was in the military 35 years ago.
this all day in Florida. That's what I think. I think she wins this all day in Florida.
You know, here's the thing. You know, this is going to be very interesting. If she gets charged, because Freezy lives in Florida, will he vilify Florida the way he vilified Texas? Will he vilify North Lauderdale the way he vilified Collins County? But the bigger point is, he's almost in a no-lose, no-win situation. Well, he wins if the lady gets charged. If they don't charge her, what is he going to talk about? Carmelo's done. But if they charge her, he gets a lot to talk about. But on the wider scale, though, and Freezy's not rich, he said he lives in a mixed community. This will spread to his community, where people over minor conflicts will, if this is all you got to do, this ain't much, right? Like, she could have shot him quite a few times if this is deemed self-defense. I mean, you're creating mayhem. You're creating hell on earth. And this is what he was trying to accomplish with Carmelo Anthony. He may very well get his wish here. Anyway, a dystopian way of looking at the world from the Freezes of the world. And it is not very different from the way that Janelle sees the world. I think they're measuring themselves against white people, don't see themselves as measuring up, and this is their way of striking back by supporting degenerate type behavior that further separates them from white people, because who the hell wants to deal with people like this? Most people, regardless of if she had the right to do this or not, would probably err on the side of avoiding these type of situations. So even if they had pulled into the parking spot, they're not going to get out of their car going drawn and say, well, I was about to park. The hell with finding another parking spot, anything like that. So that is kind of what Freezy is prescribing. And I think most people rather go through their lives without conflict. And we've looked at enough YouTube channels to know that blacks enjoy quite a bit of conflict. So I think this is the outcome of that. Very interesting. Anyway, I'll put the link in the channel. I'm going to smoke another joint, and then I'm going to get up, because I got to check on Janelle in the morning. Hopefully he'll be doing better tomorrow. I told him, look, man, I need you to get up, follow your routine, sweep, mop, clean up, and then just find you something to do around the house. It could be sweet, it could be cutting grass, whatever, but just find you something to do. Don't make me have to lord over you 24 hours a day. So hopefully it all works out. Hopefully it all works out. Why would he want to go back to the shelter? Salvation Army shelter and all that. So we'll see how it works. Yeah, you know, honestly, I am rooting for him selfishly, because I do need like a little helper around here. So it would be great if he were able to accomplish that. It would be a good thing for him too. He doesn't have much in the way of family, so I could be like his supplemental family of sorts. So it works out. If he wants it, I think he'll benefit for being around. Speaking of that, Artifact said he was going to join the channel. He said, man, I'll take that part-time job. Artifact lives in Bethesda. He's quite a ways away, so I'm not sure how that will work out. But either way, let's see. What else? So you can pick up trash, cut the grass. That's all he needs to do right there. That's all he has to do. If he did that, roller skater girl, I would be too excited. I'd be up here talking about him every day on the channel. If he can just sweep and pick up trash, I'd be talking about him every day. He said, who doesn't make him be responsible? Yeah, he needs his he needs his government support too. Yeah, he needs probably health care. Yo, speaking of healthcare and shit, you remember the guy I told you that wears the mask? Does anyone remember him? And he said my teeth are bad. You can find video on the channel. I saw his mouth today. Whoa. Like his whole front grill gone. Like the top, like all he had was like some bottom teeth. That shit looked like somebody said brave. Nah, it was a guy on my channel. He's one of my tenants. Matter of fact, I need to call him. What's tomorrow? Saturday. Here, do I have the clip? Yeah, here it is.
Didn't wear a mask. I would talk about that.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I have to continuously fucking have to, talk like I used to before I didn't wear a mask. I would talk about that.
The fucking teeth are important. You know what I mean? Teeth are important.
No, my mother. Yeah, I was going through something, so should be shit. Life is life, you feel me?
Yeah. You can't eat without the motherfucker.
Nah, man, I'm telling you. But see, luckily this good ass motherfucking insurance plan.
How you get on with
like business?
Yeah.
So, I asked the guy. I said, did the bad teeth? You might be right, man. What do you think? Run my ass over. I asked him. I said, man, did the bad teeth hamper you with the women in the ghetto and shit? He like, nah. He said the only time it really bothered me was when I didn't know that saying. He said the only time it really bothered me was when I wanted to start working and I had to deal with like customers and I was embarrassed. He said, but it never hampered him dating. I'm telling you, this guy has no teeth in the front. Amazing. Truly amazing. Truly amazing. All right, I got like a half a joint. I'm gonna read the chat. Get ready to get out of here. 36 people in the chat. For what it's worth, make sure you like, share, or whatever, subscribe if you have not. I usually don't do all that. I really wanted to find this fucking Freezy clip. What was the Freezy clip? Is it this one? Is this it? This can't be it. This can't be it. Uh-oh. This may be it. Oh, shit. Republican County, very white county. And here is a discussion I was having with Freezy and one of his panelists. This lady is on the phone, so you can't see her, but here's her response.
I'm gonna say this, Freezy, too. So right now, I live in Florida. At first, I lived in Miami-Dade, downtown by the arena, and it was crazy. So I moved. I'm in Broward now. I'm 2 blocks away from the Miami-Broward border, right? My insurance is cheaper. My electric bill is cheaper. And I'm on the beach. I'm looking at the ocean right now. So you can't tell me that. And what's the difference between where I'm at and in Miami-Dade?
I'm going to make it become also clear for her, and I'm going to make her answer the question and see if she can complete the circle. Take a listen.
Schools are better in Broward.
Are any black people? Do you live in a predominantly black area? What would you say the demographics over there?
Guess what? Most people that live, there's only a total of maybe 6 black people in my entire building.
And how many
it's mostly Russian.
How many people live in your building?
It's thousands.
And only 6 live there. Wow. You must pay a lot in rent to live there. And therein right there is the big lie exposed with some raw honesty. Once again, I am John Goff.
Reason why I go hard in the paint because I don't ever want to live in the hood again. I don't ever
want to live around you ignorant savages. And you know who you are. I don't ever want to be around you. I don't care about your plight. I don't care about your struggle. I don't care about none of that shit because I understand one thing about you. See, I'm old enough and wise enough to know that trying to get through to niggas like that intellectually is a waste of your time because you.
And I'm
I
glad that I'm
am Junko. It's super dark skin. This nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast. I am the nigga Junko. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era baby, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember they was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted defeat. Back in the day, the rock had a violent freak. Different story now, they got no energy. The new drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Rock used to be jumping, type shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga Junko. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga Junko.